Tom Arnone.
No, it's call-out time.
Brian Wilson.
You died for that football.
Nick Delgazzo.
It's going to be a battle.
You're listening to Agree to Disagree, only on A2DRadio.com.
What's going on, everybody? It's Agree to Disagree right here at A2DRadio.com. We are live from the BMW of Atlantic City studios. We're in Mount from New Jersey. They're right off exit 37 of the Parkway. You can find them, BMW of AtlanticCity.com. Tom Arnone, joined by the bad boys, Brian Wilson, Nick Delgazzo, Rob Povey on the ones and twos. Gentlemen, a lot to get into today. We'll break down. We'll get it maybe if we have time at the end, a little Eagles training camp, which gets started. All rookies reported. We'll maybe get into that if we have time at the end of the show. Phils. We got to discuss their trade deadline deals. What do the Phillies do with the deadline? A lot of guys that can be dealt. We'll see what direction the Phillies go because they got guys that got to be called up as well. So we'll see what direction the Phillies go. But the main subject at hand is the MLB trade deadline. It's a trade deadline special. And who will be the biggest name trade at the deadline? Let us know. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Who is it? Chris Sale, Aroldis Chapman, Jay Bruce, Luke Roy, or you got somebody else? Let us know. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, A2DRadio.com. Gentlemen, how are you?
Feeling good, Tommy.
What's up, boys? A little week off, but it's good to be back like usual. Right where, like we didn't miss a beat. Here we go.
So, gentlemen, who would be the guy that you think
Let's
goes?
welcome Pove back. Sorry, brother. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
well, welcome
I get
to
used
Pove
to
back.
it on this show.
Look at this.
It's unbelievable. We already said 11. We know he's on the 1 to 2s. So we got to have we got an entrance party now.
Roach party.
Listen,
Football season has started. We are no longer Pope fans.
I parked properly, so I feel like
we will tip the cap that he does a good job.
You guys
We're no longer fans.
So a lot of deadline stuff to talk about, and the Rangers are involved in every goddamn thing out there.
Yeah, they want every relief.
And they want
pitcher on the
everybody,
market.
but they don't want to give up Profar, so we'll see who they end up getting in one of these deals. But who's the biggest name you think is going to be dealt, if not all of them? Is it Sale, Chapman, Bruce, Lucroy? Who do you think goes? Is it none of them guys? Is it somebody else? Who do you think?
Sale better be packing.
This is your
right
goddamn
now.
question. You're quiet for 10 minutes already.
I don't know.
Right? This is what he sent in. This is his criteria.
Is this really how he's going to start the show?
Well, you start out all the time.
Is a spicy pepper
I know,
today.
he's
This
really-
is spicy.
More like a
It's a
mustard.
jalapeno. It's a jalapeno pepper.
He's
Spicy
got some
mustard.
cayenne in him today.
Listen, I would say after yesterday, Edward Scissorhands is probably the first guy out the door. Even though they said the Chapman deal is pretty much done, but whatever that means, I don't even know who they're talking to. But they said, the
Well,
Chapman.
the mystery team that popped
Yeah,
up you're talking
right. I
about?
have no idea. Like it just says Chapman, trade is close. That's the last I saw.
Because it wasn't the
I'll
Nationals.
tell you
and
what,
then,
it's just something better happened with Chapman or Miller because I got Miller in 3 leagues. I need him to be closing.
Because John Heyman
Need him
came out
closing.
and reported that now there's a mystery team. It was like 4 or 5 hours ago that it was the Nationals were leading the way for Chapman, and now a mystery team jumped in.
That's
and
probably
they
what I- that's
didn't
probably
know
what I
who
saw.
it was. So,
Yeah, that's probably what I saw.
if that's the case, another team's hopping in on Chapman. I wonder who that could be. Is that the Rangers hopping in? Is that a mystery team hopping in on? They're not really a mystery. They're tied to everybody. Because Washington
are tied
doesn't
to
want to
everybody.
give away prospects for a guy who's a rental. That's all Chapman is for this year.
Yeah,
is a rental.
he's
Yeah.
like if I was the Yankees, I think we talked about this. I would trade both. I'd
Oh,
trade
yeah.
Chapman and Miller because they're both. You could re-sign both of them if you wanted after the season. They're both rentals.
How much of a mystery is it? There's probably only 3 or 4 teams anyway. You talk about Giants, Cubs.
Gotta be Giants. Gotta be Giants.
Giants,
I would
Cubs,
assume-
Rangers.
I would assume Cubs
Yeah.
are in there.
The
Or
Orioles.
at least talking.
Britain's nice for the Orioles. So
But the O's, what the O's are looking. The O's are probably been calling Chicago ever since Sale took a knife to a jersey last night.
Yeah.
The O's have been calling
And that's what-
every
yeah.
20 minutes because
absolutely.
they need a starter.
Yeah.
Bad.
And that's what me and you were talking about last night, like the Cardinals. If I was, John Mozeliak, whatever the heck how you want to say it, I would have been stumbling over myself. Not only to get him, but then once he, decided to have another meltdown, who you want? You want Wong? You want Grishik? You want, 1 or 2 studs? Here we go. And then you shake things up. They're 5 back. Don't look back.
And the Cards,
easy.
the Cards
look
got
in the rearview mirror. Come on.
Cards got arms. Cards got a good system.
Yep.
Everybody knows that.
So,
I think for sure, Chapman or Miller is definitely traded. For sure. And like you're saying, if you're saying that Chapman's about done, then I would say that's probably going to be Chapman. Yeah. It could be Miller as well because they still got Betances who could still close games this year. It's not like they're going to be hurting for a guy.
Well, do the White Sox sort of hurt their chances with Sale now? I mean, they could have just said they sent him home for different reasons. They didn't have to really report out on what it was. They could just said they sent him home, they scratched him for whatever reason. They could have said he had a toenail issue.
I think when you have a certain meltdown like to that nature, I think other guys were talking about it, so it's going to get out.
I know what you're saying. You're saying did they hurt what they were going to get back in return because they figure like, hey, this guy's holding us ransom, and somebody else might say, hey, I'll call you up, I'll give you one guy, let's go straight up. Nah, they still hold a hammer. You know what I mean? They're not going to just. You're not just going to.
Well, he hurt his chances more than they hurt theirs.
Well, everybody knows, everybody knows he's a punk. I mean, come on, you grow up. I mean, if you don't want to wear him, just say that you don't want to wear him. Hey, I'm pitching today. Starting pitcher usually gets a choice, right? But they probably had a thing. It was already planned.
It was definitely
it's a home
game.
It's a home game. I mean, grow up. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, it didn't help him. I mean, we obviously know since the whole LaRoche thing, he's been crumb-like. He's been acting like a crumb. You know what I mean? He can't get over it. LaRoche was his buddy, great clubhouse guy, and he was forced out because his son couldn't hang out in the showers with these guys. I mean, come on, it's a joke. You know what I mean?
I'm sorry.
He just couldn't get over it. He couldn't get over it.
The LaRoche thing's a little ridiculous.
It's terrible. We blew right by it because we had a lot of stuff to cover months ago.
It's a little ridiculous on both ends.
Ago.
It's ridiculous on Chicago's end, and it's ridiculous on Adams' end.
Absolutely.
Let the kid stay home a couple days. Jesus Christ.
That's what I'm saying.
Does he need to be here every day?
Is he
does he need to be handing towels to the guys when they walk out of the bathroom every day?
Is he
really? What the hell's going on?
Absolutely.
Send the kid to friggin' school.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Spring training was one thing.
Get over it. I understand he's got the jersey. Everyone's taking a good picture.
Yeah, it was. That's old news. But yeah, so ever since then, he was just like, he just was looking for any reason to get the heck out of Dodge. The butt heads with Kenny Williams, and the other guy.
Yeah, but the way to get out is just
they started good, and then as soon as they started spiraling, he's just been a problem.
Yeah, he's that guy.
Well, that's the thing.
Exactly.
You want out, don't be the problem. You want out, it's easier to get out. If you go about your business and just go out there and pitch every fifth day and handle what you got to handle, right, then you'll work your way out. Cole Hamels,
that's what good guys do.
Cole just want to keep pitching. He was bad. I get it, different guys, but same caliber of pitcher, essentially.
Stand-up guy, though.
Went out and did his job, And look, Phillies ended up winning on the deal. They got a ton back, and he got out.
Well, the Rangers
and
clearly
went to a winner. But our poll question brought to you by the Sports Outlet Glendora, New Jersey. You can find them on the web, sportsoutletinc.com. Who will be the biggest name trade at the deadline? Sale, Chapman, Bruce, Lucroy. Right now, Chapman leader in the clubhouse, 55%.
Well, I think all of them get dealt, by the way.
They all very well.
All four of them.
Yeah.
Lucroy's definitely getting dealt.
Well, he was linked to the Indians, and that sort of looks like it fell through a little bit. So
they got hurt. I mean, they were sacrificing Kentucky Fried Chicken, and then he wound up getting hurt anyway.
Well, what's it called?
Gomes was struggling, and he got hurt anyway. So I don't know what they're going to do there. But
Milwaukee wants a lot for Lucroy, as they should, because, he's a plus offensive catcher.
No doubt.
And he's a good catcher. So, that's – you should.
There's not a ton.
Exactly.
It's not overwhelming.
If you're looking for plus offensive catchers, there's like three of them.
Yeah, you got to go get them then. But how much you give up for – how much do you guys give up for Lucroy? Because I don't. I'll give up a little bit.
27, right? 28.
I just don't give up. He's a guy to me that just I feel like I can't give up too much.
If you don't have a good catcher – you win with a good catcher, in my opinion.
Question.
So I would. I'm
with you.
I give up a top prospect.
I probably try to call their bluff as well, though. I'm
not giving up what I'm giving up for Sale.
I'm trying to see.
Oh no,
you know what I mean?
Well, aces are totally different.
Well, I think I even give up more for Jay Bruce maybe than Lucroy, depending on what I need. This depends on what I need.
I do like Jay Bruce, and he's swinging a good stick this year, and he brings power.
20 homers, 70 ribs, fourth in the league in ribs.
Not a bad team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not a team we know.
Yeah, but we always talk about that. When you drive in runs, that's good for us.
Yeah, that's what you look at. Not only the 20, but you're looking at the 70 as well. Yeah.
Are they 20 solos or they're not? He's fourth in ribbies. That's a guy that's coming up in big spots and delivering. I don't care what kind of team you're on. You know what I mean?
For sure.
But I know what you're saying.
I think I got a couple other guys I want to throw in there.
Absolutely.
Well, real quick before you do, our trade deadline special is brought to you by BMW of Atlantic City. This month, BMW Atlantic City has challenged the sales team. They must sell 100 vehicles, which means you save right now. Lease a certified pre-owned Elite 2016 BMW 320i with X-Drive, just $299 a month for 36 months. The ultimate driving experience is closer than you think. BMW Atlantic City, easy to get to. Minutes off exit 37 of the Parkway. Online, bmwatlanticcity.com. And we'll continue our trade deadline talk. That's a low plane right there, huh?
Yeah, what's going on? We getting dive bombed?
I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
That's great.
Yeah, so, I mean, I wanted each of us to give, like, the one, maybe a guy that everyone's not highlighting. Like, I mean, all these guys that we had, those four, are guys that kind of have been talked about for the last 2 weeks, especially with sales blow up yesterday, that everyone thinks are going to move. I'd like to see us go with the guy outside the box that we think could possibly move. And I have one. I'll go first.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think Carlos Gonzalez gets dealt. I think the Rockies trade Carlos Gonzalez. Obviously, they're going to want a lot for him. The dude's a stud. I mean, we can all agree stud. And I think, I got a couple ideas of where he could go, but if I was the Giants, I'd make a couple calls. Pence had a setback.
Yeah, a little hamstring that re-injured.
Yeah, so, I mean, they could also call about Bruce, but I think Cargo's available if you want him. The Rockies stink.
Yeah, like I said, it's all, no, I think that's a great name. I think it's just not a. I think for the Giants' sake, when you're playing well, you don't want to make sure you're not giving up too much. If it's reasonable or something that then I think you take the shot. Because Pence is right around the corner, or you go somewhere cheaper, like you said, Bruce. If Pence looks like he's going to be out another month, then you just go a little bit. You go. A little less ransom with a guy like Bruce,
No, I agree.
To fill in there, give you a left-handed pop right there at the, look for some Pacific Ocean balls out of Bruce.
Yep.
Some splashdowns.
Well, I better go a different way. Go away about a guy that you think would be dealt, but maybe a team doesn't make a splash because they don't want to give up that guy. Because I don't know. To say a sleeper on who's going to get dealt, everybody's been talked about. Who am I gonna, who do you go with that? Did
anybody see Tulo going last year? Like, that was kind of out of the blue when Tulo went to Toronto.
I think it heated up pretty quick. The
last day or so it heated up, but I think if you would have told us on the Sunday before deadline day last year that Tulo was going to get dealt in a couple days, I would have been like, really? I haven't heard anything about that.
And there too,
Yeah, Toronto,
so listen, us three always talk about being creative, and I understand there's money involved and years, and is he going to be a rental? Signability after the trade. So we understand that we're not playing with, monopoly money. We try to be as realistic on this show as we can, and be smart about it, So from that standpoint, you used Chris Ray a couple weeks ago. Not Chris Ray. Archer. I'm sorry, Chris Archer.
Yeah.
Used Archer a couple weeks ago. That's a great name.
That's a guy that's kind of outside the box, yeah.
Name that's going around baseball circles, but not really in the social media world, Julio Teheran. I think he could be on the move before the deadline.
Yeah, well, the Braves stink, so
yeah,
that's a good name. I hate Julio Teheran. I wouldn't even trade for him. I don't think he's good. I think that people don't go out and I think if he goes to a big town, he'll wilt like he did when the Braves were supposed to be good like 2 years ago. Yeah. And then since the Braves have sucked, he's been good again.
But I'm with you. I love the question. For me, it could be anybody. But I think of a guy like Cole Calhoun, just a guy, just a good outfielder. We know the Angels are like 50 back. They're disgusting. It's time to see if you can get something. It's not Trouty. We know that, but it's you might be able to get 2 young arms or something for somebody.
I like Cole Calhoun.
Somebody's in a race. And I really I do like him too. So.
Well, how about we stay on the same team for a minute then? All right, why don't we just go Mike Trout? You talked about it. It's a bad baseball team. It's been talking about.
Yeah, you can't trade him though.
You
can.
You have to essentially.
I made this.
You have to. Right.
I tell you what. I love where your head is because
as bad as it is, like I would never deal a guy. He's a great player, but
I had this
you
argument
sort of have to. You're in a bad spot as an organization. You know what I mean? You're just in a bad spot where you have to really
but the problem
put out the feelers.
The problem is, what are you going to get back? 5 guys?
No, if Chris Sale gets you 5, Mike Trout gets me 8.
No.
I mean, no, it gives
But
me 8
it's
prospects.
still, but it's not going to equal
Sweet,
like
come
Trout,
on,
though.
right
No,
here,
I'm
right
not
here.
saying- I'm not
It
The
might
saying
be.
chances that those
Hold
8
on a
equal
second. It
Mike
might be
Trout
4
are not
freaking
good.
guys that are low-level 18, 19-year-old kids, but you still get them back. You still take low-risk guys. They're 18, 19. They're not fully developed yet.
It's low reward, high risk for those guys, in my opinion. Though your chances of you getting back what you get for Trout is very low. No, I could see if he was leaving. I could see if he was going to leave, and you were like, shit. Like okay, for instance, like Harper in
that
2
makes
years.
it easier to deal them.
In 2 years for Harper for like 2 years from now, when Harper's probably going to leave Washington, because he's probably going to leave Washington. I could see that Washington dealing him just because you're like, shit, we got to deal him, and we ain't going to get nothing for him. Yeah. Like Trout just signed an extension. He's not going anywhere. I don't think you run the best player in baseball out.
Well, I don't think you're running. I don't think you're by any stretch running him out of town. But the fact that he's inked up,
trading him is exactly what that is.
No, the fact that he's listen, you got to do what's best for your organization. And if the guy's inked up for 5 more years, that means you get more in return.
Yeah,
it's not a rental. So teams, you can get 6, 7 back in return from him, and 3 big-time players out of it.
I was
maybe.
going to say you don't even have to really go that far. I like where your head's at. I'm talking. You got to at least get 2 major league guys, and then 3 of what's behind curtain number 3. You know, with like 3 prospects where you're like, we like these guys. They're in Baseball America's top 30 or something.
Yeah.
Right? They still haven't stepped foot on a major league diamond. We don't know what they're going to do. All right, but I need 2 major league guys that are ready. I'll
trade
guys.
I'll trade for Trout right now.
Position a guy in an arm, and then give me 3 prospects.
Yep.
So it is still around 5 or 6. I agree with you.
I'll trade him Velasquez, Eflin, Williams, Odubel.
There's no doubt the Phillies got a ton now.
Thompson. I'll trade all of them right now for Trout. 5 spot, easy.
Mickey Moniak.
I keep owning.
I play the same position. I'll deal him too. I'll deal him too.
Move Trout to left so he doesn't have to run as much.
Easy on the knees.
I don't think.
I mean, we're not going to do that, but I would. But the thing is, I don't think they're like. I like where your head is, and yeah, if you look at it that way, like okay, maybe it's the best chance to try to revamp the organization. But if it doesn't work, you fall flat on your face. You look awful. It goes down to the
how much flatter can you fall? Yeah.
Can it get any worse?
It could,
because you almost have to.
You can't get worse.
You can get worse.
Oh yeah. I mean,
you can get way worse. All right. I mean, listen, they're selling out. Everyone's wearing Trout jerseys. It can get way worse when they start burning them in the parking lot. No one's showing up. It gets way worse. Then you turn to the Braves or the Marlins. Somehow the Marlins are 9-over and they still can't get anybody there. So I was
gonna say they're playing well.
The Marlins are playing real good ball, but there's no one there. There's no one watching it.
No. It rains every second.
It's like if a tree falls in the forest with no one to hear it, let's make a sound.
Yeah,
if the Marlins win the game with no one in the stadium, do they actually get a win?
It's got a
we don't know.
Yeah, it's got a retractable dome because it rains every 5 seconds and lightning in Florida. I mean, people got better things.
Stanton hit a ball like 497 yesterday.
I think
people still aren't going to watch. I don't understand.
There's also a better chance of the Rangers not dealing than dealing Profar.
I would think that if I was like I know they have interest in Jinmar, from what I've heard. They have interest in everybody that's a closer or has been closing this year. So I'd throw him Jinmar. I'd throw him Neris too, with him, and just be like, yeah, we want Gallo. I know Gallo's been toiling around. They don't really have a spot for him. Give us Gallo.
Wow.
And I would just let him hit.
Yeah, sign me up for that as well.
Dyson's been throwing good for them too, so it's almost like, do you have to make a move?
Yeah,
I think some guys. Oh no, I'm not saying
like
that he's
Dyson
the guy. I'm not saying
because Tolleson was their guy, and then
he
fell off the face of the earth.
But I mean, when a guy's good for you, sometimes change isn't always good. Sometimes the guys you can roll with the guys you have. I know they want to. If you got a shot at upgrading big time, then go ahead. All right, but for me, I'm not trading Gallo and stuff for Jenmore. I know he's been good and stuff, but I mean that's just to me.
I feel like a couple guys have passed Gallo in their organization though. They have a really good minor league system. I mean, obviously they traded us a ton, and they still have Mazzara and Jerkson, who just started this year. Both of them playing really well. You got Gallo in the AAA. There's another kid too.
Where's Profar gonna play? So I mean,
there's no place playing.
He should be like this.
Odor's 22.
I mean, he should be up here at the top of the dangle list right here. I mean, like you were saying that they didn't want to part ways with him. Whoever you were talking about a couple minutes ago.
Oh yeah, I mean they're having stare downs with the Rays because of Profar. The Rays want Profar in a deal for one of the arms, and they don't want to give him up. So I mean, that's what my point is. They got a better chance of not dealing than it looks like than dealing them. Like so, they might not get in on the Chapman sweepstakes, and the sales sweepstakes like they are reportedly interested in. If they have to give up some of these kids because obviously the Hamels deal told
Archer
you.
Profar all day of the week. If I'm them.
Oh, I do if I'm them because you're ready to go right now. I mean, you gave up all them kids for Hamels to go all in last year. So you're still in the same spot again. So you're in an all in type situation. So yeah, you got to give up some of these kids. But you saw last year, Mazzara, Profar, they didn't want them in anywhere in that Hamels deal. There were some guys that were untouchable for them last year too.
They wouldn't put Gallo in either.
Well,
so
they didn't know what they had.
And we still got a shit ton back.
They didn't really know what they had in Odor. I mean, he came up and played fantastic, and then just, absolutely put a stranglehold on that position. Because it was, as you remember, it was Profar's spot.
Yeah.
And then he kept getting injured.
And Odor's been really good. He's got 18 homers. I mean, Christ, the guy's 22.
Tremendous.
He's second baseman.
A little bit of a swag. We know what happened with the whole fight.
I like that.
He brings that attitude.
I like that. Batista's a piece of shit. I'd punch him on the face myself. He follows me on Twitter though. Shout out Joey Bats.
That's great.
Just because he knows good people to follow. I mean,
he knows a good thing when he sees it.
Yes, he does.
Boy.
Well, you have them years every year. Not every year, but you have your years where nothing happens at the deadline.
Yeah.
Little things happen.
Yeah,
at the deadline.
that happens. Like last year, there was a bunch of stuff that happened.
Yeah, do you think this is the damn year then? Do you think this year not a lot of moves get made?
I think it's going to be a lot, actually.
You think a lot goes down. Well, swinging into the Phillies for a minute, what do you think some of the moves they make? Bring it back home for a sec while we're talking deadline
I
stuff.
think there's 3 moves that have to be made. Besides that, I don't look for a move. If someone calls me with something crazy and I like it, I listen. But I think you have to trade Gene Marr just because it's never going to be any higher. Just trade him. He's not young, Screw it. Get rid of him. Get something for him. You got it. And I almost want to say don't trade Hellickson because I feel like I like the way he's pitched. But I want Thompson up, and Hellickson he's 29, so he's probably not going to be part of the future. So I deal him, and you can get something for Borges because the way he's been playing, I deal him. So I trade Hellickson, Borges, and Gene Marr, for sure.
Yeah.
And if they want to talk about other guys, I'm open. I'm open to talk about whoever they want to talk about. We got plethora.
Yeah. That's
They want to try to send us a power. I need a power hitting outfielder. I said this before the season. I will reiterate. I know everyone loves Nick Williams and wants him up, and I do too. And I want JP up, and I want Thompson up for sure. But if some team out there, like right now, even before we get to the off-season moves, if some team right now has a guy that's like 25 to 27, say, and he's a power-hitting outfielder, and they're trying to move him, I'll throw a couple pieces for him because I want a power-hitting outfielder in our stadium.
Just like the guy last year that was a free agent that we could have threw some money at we all talked about on this same show.
No,
he hasn't played great though.
No, yeah, I know, but he's still young.
Even though it's still early, you don't feel Cousins could be that guy or Cousins, whatever.
I mean, could.
I know you got to get to the big league level, so it's not like
you're
looking for a big league guy. We
thought Ruff was that guy.
You're looking for a big league guy.
We toiled.
Is what you're saying.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
I want a guy that's already established that's going to hit you. That's going to hit you 290 and 30 homers.
That was my question. Okay, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And I don't want him to be 33. I want him to be 26, 27.
Yeah.
We're looking for a Pat. Let me throw something out there.
30 and 100.
Let me throw something out there. Guys coming back soon, play second base. D. Gordon, do you reach out to them and try to maybe snag him off when you can get him for maybe a little bit cheaper now?
No.
You don't take a snag at him?
No.
Just trying to fill positions.
I know what you're saying, but
that's a hole where we don't have anybody down there at.
Well, we put Crawford at short, and people can play second. Shit, your boy might be playing second soon. Used to play it in the minors. Dubell. Just because I don't. I mean, I know he's playing. He's playing.
What do you mean soon? Like
in
September?
No.
You mean like,
I'm not saying
like
that.
next
I'm saying
year?
in like a year or two.
Right here,
okay. I mean, I'm just curious on what soon. Like soon's tomorrow.
Well, I'm just saying if you look at the team with the young guys that we have in the outfield in the minors, I mean, there's too many of them.
Yeah,
so one of them's got to play somewhere, and he's played in the infield before.
Yeah, he has. It's true. fills a hole there as well.
Yeah.
And
I mean, that production.
I'll keep him.
Hard to come
I'll
back,
keep
you
him
know?
as a
like
second
I don't know.
baseman.
I've never seen him.
And he likes center field now. I feel like.
Well, and I never seen him in there. But usually, when you make the move to the outfield, you don't ever come back. It's because
You're sort of getting told that you can't.
Yeah, exactly. Because good infielders, they don't grow on trees. I mean, so
I agree.
when they say, hey, I like your stick. Need you to shag some balls in the outfield, during beat big.
Kodiashi.
You go, yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So I'm not saying it's out of the possibility. I've never seen him take a grounder in my life. But
Is he ready to go now? Can we all agree on that? Can we just send him somewhere on a plane, pack bags, ready to go?
2 weeks later.
Cody,
He's all
your boy
upset.
Smashy.
He's
Your boy
having
Smashy.
he's having a little bit of a.
Peace
What he said, he saw.
Listen, I'd like to keep trying to tooting him up, just because I like to get in your crawl. But, I mean, we know what Kodiashi is, right?
Yeah,
I always said I like the guy, but he's not gonna hit more than 260. I think we all know that.
Yeah, it's generous.
Thanks.
We can give you-
Thanks, Caitlyn Jenner. Is that Caitlyn Generous over there? Oh man,
all-
no.
that's
But
all we were saying.
Who?
Listen, we saw that movie before.
Aaron
That's
Altair,
all-
he's
that's all
coming
we
up
were
soon,
trying-
right? Is
That's all
he
we-
healthy?
That's all we were trying to say that day, man. We seen that movie.
Yeah, we've seen
that
it
movie.
for a
That's
few years now. We've seen that movie.
He was hot. His stick was hot. Riding with a hot stick.
That's it.
I mean, it made it look better as I was getting on Tom that he homered during
Speaking
the show.
of a hot stick, your boy Story, great trade by you.
Wow, what a deal. What a deal. I mean, some GMs just know what they're doing. I put my GM hat on real quick. Just knows what they're doing out there.
I mean, you got him cheap too because he was a little banged up. Whoever was a little bit worried.
Mazzara Notarizzi, see ya. See ya.
Red hot Story. Red hot.
27 homers.
Yeah.
Dude's going to hit 40 maybe. I'll tell you what, the Colorado knew what they're doing when they got rid of Tulo, huh? See ya. Go bat 212 for Toronto. See ya.
Nationals hopping in, or maybe a little Wade Davis
Oh, Wade
now
Davis.
as well. Hopped in there. I don't know what Kansas City's
I was
thinking.
just gonna say
I don't know. I mean, you're talking about lights. Wade Davis lights out. I don't know what they're doing.
he's not even in the discussion.
If Washington gets Wade
maybe-
Davis, they become.
Yeah. He's not
Wow.
even. He like when that phone calls, unless it involves Harper, that phone gets hung up. I mean, he's fantastic. I mean, the other dude with the surgery, I think is garbage. So if they're thinking like, oh, wait till he comes back, and maybe we're not going to win this year, and we'll have him to close.
Wait, you don't like I'm almost just cursed right there. You don't like
I'm too tired to
Greg
care,
Holland?
right?
I like GH.
I don't like
GH. Is he GH now? He needs HGH is what he needs.
First off, he
No,
probably
he was good
he's
before the
probably had
injury. I mean, he was
HGH.
good.
I don't know if he's gonna. He's a tiny
2
guy.
years ago when they went,
I'm not saying-
them two were good together.
Yeah, he's not.
But-
he's not. Like,
No, but
he's
tiny-
not a dumpster fire. I
tiny
just don't like
guys-
him. I don't believe in him. You know what I
Tiny
mean?
guys that throw 98 when they get arm trouble, they don't usually come back and throw 98. So he's not a big guy. He's a tiny guy.
Yeah, he's tiny.
Wade Davis is downhill, and
Wade Davis is a stud. Everyone knew Wade Davis was a stud. They thought he was going to be a stud starter
Yeah, that's
in
what it was. He
Tampa,
just couldn't
and
figure it out.
he just couldn't.
Hey, what
he just
happened?
couldn't get it done.
good. So that goes
So then he
into
became
another
a
point.
reliever, and it was like, see ya. See
Oh,
ya,
hold on.
see ya.
You talk about keeping Hallox in, but you want Thompson up, right? Well, why not just move? Why not keep Hallox up? Get rid of Gomez, like you said. Move your boy who can't get through 5 again, who can't get through 6.
He went through 6.
Can't get through 6. Oh, he went through
Dude,
6 again. Here we go.
He's been 6'7". The dude's
Get him
22.
where
He's got a 3 ERA. Why are we talking about moving the
Scott.
best pitcher on the team to the bullpen? Can you explain it to me, please? Because your boy Nola went 4 yesterday
How's that
and
my
looked
boy?
like shit.
How's that my
That
boy?
is your boy.
That's not my
That's
boy.
your fucking boy.
That's not my fucking
That's
boy.
your
First
fucking
off.
boy.
No, it's fucking not. And my boy.
3. That's 3.
My boy is.
2-1, Tommy.
I'm a Thompson guy. I've been a Thompson guy. I've liked Eichhoff a little bit. To be honest with you, I wasn't huge on Eflin, but he's pitched well.
I like
so
Eflin.
I'll give it there. But you talk about Hellickson. Hold on, real quick. A veteran guy who's pitched well before in his career, had struggled since, but pitched well. Rookie of the year. We all know the whole shebang with him. But at the end of the day,
pitched well for us.
if you can keep him and get rid of Gomez, like you said, because Gomez, he is who he is.
He's a guy. He's just a guy.
Get rid of him. Then you get Velasquez. Put him to the back end of your pen because, again, he's got lights out stuff to go back there. And bring up the horse who is Jake Thompson. Jake Thompson will make Vincent Velasquez look like look like a little baby pig. Like a little baby pig.
I don't think
That's what he
true.
is. That's what Jake
That's not
Thompson.
true at
Jake
all.
Thompson's front of the rotation, lights out, number one stuff. That's who Jake Thompson is.
I agree with
Victor
you. I
Velasquez
agree. Why do we have
is
to
a
get rid of the
three-
other guy that's got the same stuff? Why do we got to move him? Why
Put
don't
him
we
where
just
he's
have
going to succeed.
Two-headed monster.
Put him where he's going to succeed.
He's
even
got
better.
a 3 ERA. He's
It's not a
22.
3.
Is he not succeeding?
It's not a 3. He's
Yes,
been
it is.
okay. It's like a 3.5.
No, it's less than that.
You want to look it up?
I'll look it up. Go ahead.
Look at how much less than that? Can you
When
say
it's
3?
less than
so
that,
whoever's closer
I'm gonna
wins.
spit on it.
Whoever's closer wins. You spit on me, I punch you right in your mouth.
Then it's just gonna. All that's gonna happen is you're gonna ruin the entire studio and you're gonna get beat up in the same day.
This is unbelievable.
What is it? Because it's a 3.38 before he gave up 4 today. So I'm just curious.
3.34.
Speaking of close,
3-3-4 after today. See, you're wrong. You're completely wrong.
Closer. You said a 3. I said a 3.5.
Because he was
Two rounds out
because it
closer.
was a 3 going
he
in.
gave up 4
No,
more
that's
today. And 6.
3.34 before today.
Before
Oh,
today.
that's not good.
You're welcome. Yeah, I'm not saying the guy doesn't have talent and good stuff. That's why I tell you to put him in the back end of your rotation. Because he has that kind of good stuff. But listen, when he hasn't learned how to pitch yet, essentially, and he wants
Dude
to always
just turned 24. What are we worried about?
he wants
Why
to
are we
always
worried
go
about
through
this guy?
for the strikeout. That kind of guy I want at the back end of my rotation because he's not going to all of a sudden figure it out. This is who he wants to be. So listen, he throws hard, and more hard. His changeup's 90, guys. His changeup 90. That's back end. That's one inning stuff. Because you see what happens when he gets 5, 6. They start hitting him around. It happens week to week with this kid. Yeah, he's going to have some good outings and shut some guys out.
His pitch counts are way too high all the time.
He throws too many balls.
Yeah.
That's one reason I love Eflin.
today he was
Eflin
60.
is just dude. Eflin doesn't even throw balls. I feel
Today,
like.
Pound the zone, yeah,
Today
pound the zone.
Velasquez it was 59 in the fourth with nobody out. Lead off hit, and I was like, 59. Not even through 4 yet. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, he just racks him up. And I like the kid. And I don't know why we argue about it because I'm not talking about getting rid of him. I'm just thinking that, hey, maybe you get Thompson
I think he's
up.
a starter.
That's fine. Then you get rid of Hellickson, and then we're all good here. But I'm just saying
Thompson needs to be up. I'm in total agreement with that.
I'm just saying if you can't get rid of, if the only guy you can get rid of Gomez,
Well, someone's gonna want Hellickson. Don't get me wrong.
yeah, maybe.
There was just like a bunch of scouts at our game, and he threw really well Friday.
Pitchers have been seeming to do this for us it's going into the last year. Right when the deadline comes, the guys that are about to be on the moving block,
throw
they must
well.
like the organization. We must be doing something right to these
They
guys
do. They love
because they
them.
start pumping, or they went out so goddamn bad
No.
and the lights in.
That's not what it is. They love it here.
They're
They
locked
love
in
it.
because they want
love
out.
it. It's
Speaking
a
of-
family.
Speaking of that.
It's a family.
Speaking of closers, I mean, can we put the horns on Pove's guy? That's like 50 in a row for Familia. That's enough. That's
Yeah.
enough.
Well, hey, that drug test is coming
I had
back.
enough of his shit.
That one's coming back positive real quick. He'll be with his
Yeah, I
boy.
was gonna say.
He'll be right with his boy. Them two will be sipping cocktails on a beach in Cuba.
51 after today.
Where's he
Tied,
from? He's probably from the Dominican, right?
Who cares?
He's not Cuba. I threw Cuba in because
Yeah.
it's still new to people.
Does
That's a
Juris
float. That's a float. I mean, there's a
Tied.
raft somewhere probably. There's
Does-
a raft lying around.
does Juris rhyme with needle? Because I think he's had a few in him.
tied Valverde today for third longest streak, and I guess 3 away from Tom Gordon. I think he has 54.
It's unbelievable.
But I don't know if anybody's ever touching Eric Gagne with 84.
How about that? I forgot all about that one.
Canadian.
Remember that back then? And he just
Canadian
went south
queer.
real quick.
I mean, you forget about that. You know what I mean? Like
I don't
we all
forget
do.
about it one bit.
No, I'm saying like when we talk about
Remember the
unbreakable,
Canadian queer
to me-
comment? Because I had something about
'cause to
Canadian that I
me,
wanted to mention. Don't forget about that.
To me,
Go.
DiMaggio, it's unbreakable. That'll
Yeah.
never happen. I mean,
No,
it's too
56
hard
will
to-
never happen.
But that save thing is incredible. I mean, especially nowadays. I mean, you can give all it takes to be a 3-2 game, and you just leave one in the middle. I mean, and somebody ambushes you for a homer. You're like, man, what 84 straight.
I'll tell you what.
And
Eric
you gotta be on a
Gagne.
good enough team. where you're
Eric
gonna save
Gagne's
opportunities, too.
career went like this. Boo! As soon as he flipped off a couple fans in Philly that were heckling him, and I'm not going to name names, but one was me.
He named names.
one was him.
We were quite drunk. It was in the vet.
You?
I was
awesome.
I
In the
think I
vet.
was 19-ish. And we were literally sitting above the Dodgers bullpen just trying to heckle Gagne. And he won the Cy Young Award like 8 days later after it because it was the very end of the season. And we were trying to heckle him. Finally, he came out and started warming up like the 8th inning, and we were just all over him. You Canadian piece of shit. Anything you could possibly say to this guy to get on his nerves. And because if you remember, he hadn't blown a save, but he blew the All-Star game. He let up a home run to Hank Blaylock, just because I'm a friggin' bad at knowledge. I know this. Yeah. And he blew the All-Star game, and we were all over him. Why don't you blow the All-Star game, you piece of shit? Oh, all over him. All over him. He looked up like 3 times, didn't say anything, and then at one point he just, like, stopped for a second and just put his finger on his hat like he was scratching his head, flipped us the bird, and we all went nuts. Oh! Oh!
Hank
And then 8 days later, he wins Cy Young Award, and I said, got flipped off by a Cy Young winner. And then I don't think he had 4 saves the rest of his career.
How about you, Hank
So,
Blaylock?
yep.
Good for you.
I got a quick
Put
question.
the hex on him.
A vape party right now?
Whose career dive bombed quicker, though? Eric Gagne or Brian Wilson?
6.
As I think they're neck and neck.
That's not
Who
true.
could
Mine
won?
has been on the rise.
Brian, well,
Smells good.
I hated him too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I hated
Both
that pile
Dodgers,
of shit.
Ridiculously bad.
Who's dive bombed quicker than them?
I literally grew up, and my name was fine for years. Everyone was like, oh, they used to call me, like the Beach Boy, which I was fine with. I like the Beach Boys music. Good times, you know. I'm picking up good vibrations. Who isn't, right? But then that friggin' queer with that huge beard had to come along and ruin my name, sully my good name.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah.
What?
Seinfeld.
Oh,
He said the Q word.
yeah.
Like 3 times in the last 3 minutes.
What's wrong with queers?
Real quick.
I thought queer was a lot better than if I would use the F word.
Off subject a little bit.
Either one of
Well,
them.
actually a lot, but you're talking Canadians.
Yeah.
Why doesn't talk about the Canadian national team, basketball team? Why doesn't Wiggins and a lot of these other guys because if you look at their roster on guys who could play for them, why don't none of them guys play for them? Because if you look at their roster, they got a couple players that are playing NBA players, but they have a list that if you look at the Canadian national team of some guys they could pull from that aren't playing for them, it's just interesting why. Why Wiggins, the younger guy, why some of these other guys, we know Anthony Bennett, whatever, but some of the other guys not playing for them. I'm just curious about that. I was thinking about it the other day.
I mean, you want me to make a call or?
No, just wanted your opinion on it, on why you thought that these guys.
It just don't mean enough.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I just think they're like, you know what? I mean, I've been to Canada twice in my life, probably.
Yeah.
They're like,
might have been born there.
Yeah, I was born there. We drove to Ohio immediately. Like, you know.
Well, that's how it is. Because
It was my old man's side piece.
Yeah.
Side piece across
Yeah.
the border, and
Carla up there.
Yep.
She did a great job at the strip club, and then we head back home. So I mean, like, I could see what you're saying, but like you said, I mean, they know you're gonna lose. They're gonna lose to the U.S. anyway. Like, no one's gonna beat the U.S. Shit, LeBron, Paul, Wade, all them guys aren't even playing, and the U.S. team still. I mean, you look at it and you're like, hey, no one's gonna beat the U.S. team. Kerry, LeBron, they're all not playing. He's still got what? Carmelo, Durant, Kyrie. Carmelo, Durant, Kyrie, Clay, Harden. It's just a list of studs. Paul George. They're screwed. And no one's gonna beat them.
No, I was just, I was wondering it because
I mean, I would think, Tom. I don't have
one team
I don't
that
have a
could
good answer
actually
for
put
you.
up a fight. That's
I
why
don't have a good answer for you. And you know what? No one wants to go to Brazil right now anyway. So
I didn't even
no
realize.
one, everyone's backing
I can
out.
tell you the truth, I didn't even realize there was anybody else besides Nash.
Yeah,
I know,
right?
I mean, he's.
I know there's a good amount.
Just
Well, no, because
saying.
more and more now, like over the
Both
last
Joseph guys,
over the
Corey-
last 5
Corey
years,
Joseph,
more and more kids are.
Chris Joseph, they could both play over there. They're both Canadian.
Yeah, they both.
Yeah.
Tyler Ennis.
Tyler Ennis, I think he is. I think
Yeah,
he
he
is
tried
playing.
out. He tried out for it.
He
I
is
know
playing.
that. So he is.
He is, yeah.
There's
Obviously,
more of
Wiggins
them,
was the
too.
big name. I mean, Wiggins was the
other
seller.
dude, the other guy, the other kid that played for Syracuse, he's not in the league, but he was a good player. Andy Routens. I mean, his dad Leo, I think, is the coach. So,
Oh, okay. I was gonna
so
say.
Andy might play. I'm not sure.
More, more and more.
Leo Routens, stud.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't see why more. I mean, I would think you would want to go represent. First off, if you're a single guy, there's no place better to be than Olympic Village. They hand out condoms like they're Skittles over there. The athletes are just.
And I love Skittles.
You didn't know that? You didn't know that? That's all they do at Olympic Village. Look it up.
Yeah,
I swear to God, I bet you they hand out.
I believe you, big fella.
I bet you they hand out
I love
50
Skittles.
50,000 condoms. at Olympic Village.
So excited about it. We got to get
That's
this
all
guy
they
to the
do.
village. We got
That's
at some
right.
point.
Dude,
our
I've
goal
been
is to get
saying-
him to the village.
When you lose blood, dude, it tires you out. I can't believe it.
Because Phelps swims his 100-meter
Well,
medley,
we
and
know-
then he hits
Yeah,
100.
we know what
you
Phelps
and
is
then-
about,
And
but
I
I'm
mean, he's
saying,
good.
like-
and he hits a couple bowls, and he's back in the pool.
I guess you got to talk into some of those. You got to talk some of those women's soccer players into it.
I don't
Some of
think
the
you talk
swimmers.
much of him into anything. the ones that aren't duking it out with each other, that's the only ones you don't talk to.
Wow.
I'm sorry. Female athletes are lesbians. That's common knowledge.
Jesus. Wow.
Join us next week.
Or never again.
Not all of them, just like 46%. All right.
Join us next
All
week.
right.
We'll be in another studio.
Ask her about her softball team. Come on.
What? It's a,
No, but that's why they removed
not
softball
saying
from
you're
the
lying.
Olympics. But no, I've been saying for years I wanted to try to get into the curling. Like, dude, I feel like we could be the U.S. curling team in the Winter Olympics. It can't be tough. There's no one that plays curling in the U.S. We could easily qualify and be the U.S. curling team, and then we just have fun in Olympic Village. Don't even show up to a couple of meets. Who cares? It's
definitely
curling.
get a shake.
Who gives a shit? Just
definitely-
like I'll be the broomer today. Who cares?
We could be the cool runnings of
Yeah.
curling.
Feel the rhythm. Feel the ride. Come on, y'all. It's curling time. Let's go.
I definitely got that.
I'm nowhere near an idiot. That's the funny thing.
I definitely-
I think I'm really onto something here.
no, you
I
are.
think I really am.
I definitely have that motion.
I
down.
know. I'll tell you what. I spew a lot of bullshit. I really do. I spew a lot of bullshit. I really think I'm onto something here.
I mean, I'll get us a couple shake weights and we'll get after
Oh
it.
my God, we'll be good. We'll be good. Anybody ever see the South Park episode with the shake weight is one of the funniest things in the world. You ever see that? It's like it's the shake weight, but they give it to like all the women, and like after it's done, it like sprays this thing on you. And it's supposed to be like a moisturizing lotion, and then it says and a cat bear like change falls out of it. It's so bad. It's hilarious though.
Came out of Derek Jeter's goodie bag.
Old Derek Jeter. Just running around giving a hidden ninja out to everybody.
That's great.
You know what's so sad about this time of the year? It really is the dog days of summer.
I mean, if you're weak.
No, I mean, you talk about a little MLB, you know.
I love it, though. Well,
I mean, how many deals-
Football's about to start. My birthday's in 4 days.
Today was the
Watch out.
Today was Hall of Fame. Two class guys. Great speeches. Yeah, I thought it was
Piazza class guy. Sometimes.
You junior. You're not a junior guy.
I was a Frank guy.
No, I'm
And,
not saying you don't have to be a junior guy. I'm just
Well,
saying,
I'm
like,
just
I
saying.
mean,
I mean, anyone that grew up in my era, people that try to tell me that they're Frank and junior guys, they're liars. Because you were a Frank guy or you were a junior guy. You weren't both. All right? You could respect the other guy, but you didn't like him. I never liked Ken Griffey Jr. I respect his game. Never liked him. I was a Frank guy.
love the candidacy. Love it.
Yeah, I think you're a complete moron.
That's not.
But that's fine.
How's that moron?
Because you're going
I
to come
bet
out
you
and tell
text
him.
Andrew now right now. He'll tell you the same thing.
Okay, yeah, Andrew was like that when it came to Frank, but for a guy like myself, like,
No, I'm saying he was a junior guy.
yeah, but he didn't
hates
like Frank. Yeah, but my point is I was a big Griffey guy, and I didn't hate Frank. Oh yeah, that's what you got to say to that.
I didn't say anything, actually.
I like them both. I mean, but listen, that's
There's two guys that's telling you we like them both, but you claim to everybody that nobody liked both.
No one did like both. No one liked both at the same amount.
But just to hear, I just love to hear the old stories and stuff. It's awesome, and just being a former athlete, a guy that just drinks beer now. It's just great to hear all that stuff. And
Wilson
it's
just drinks beer, and
it's
he
just
wasn't a
great,
former athlete.
and it's just
That's fun.
it's
Fun.
great to hear all those speeches. But
Do
one
we,
time,
do
him
we
and-
go over every week that he's never beat me in an athletic competition? Ever.
It's been a couple weeks, so.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah,
But
moving
they
on.
told a story. When it was Pinella. Him and Pinella had some kind of bet or something for a steak, and Griffey lost. And then the next day, there was a cow in Pinella's office, and he's like, "What?" And he goes, "There's your steak. How you want it cut up?" I mean, there's a guy with some pull. Yeah, I got a cow delivered right to his office.
Yeah, a little pull. The kid had a little pull. Maybe not.
Just a bit.
Just had a
He had
little.
56 a couple years in a row. Little pull.
Like like 7 years of 40. I think they said 40 or 40.
Yeah.
More.
Well, I know he hit what? Did he hit 56 or 58 the 1 year?
56, I think.
56, right? Yeah. He hit a ton.
Yeah.
He hit 5. I think 5 straight games with a homer.
Place
at one
was
point.
packed. I think it's been. They said it's been a couple years since they had to open up the infield. There was about 50,000 people there. So for him and Mike, and Piazza went in as as a Met. I think so.
Did he go in as a Met?
Kind of helped.
What a crumb!
so.
I take back the Piazza being a good guy. You're
Said it
a
was the best-
Dodger. Grow up.
That was the best years of his life. New York.
Did you hear the speech at all?
No, I won't ever listen to it now that he went.
He gave a lot of testimony and accreditation to
Tommy.
Mike Schmidt that was up
Schmidt.
there on the being from Pennsylvania, so.
Well, yeah,
The fact that he did Tommy dirty like that, that's what's the problem.
Sorta.
Yeah, because he did. By going as a Met, he sort of just said to Tommy, sort of screw you too. Where the guy who drafted him, the guy who believed in picking him, whatever. I'm not saying he wouldn't have been picked, but the guy was a real late
Well, he
pick.
called him first.
Yeah, and
No, I'm saying he called him about that decision.
Yeah.
I hear you. I mean, I'm sure Tommy said all the right things. But
of course.
I'm sure it hurt a little bit, but
Yeah.
he called him and he made sure that was
Yeah,
the first
it's
call he made,
whatever.
though. You know what I mean? He just felt like for him it was the best years of his life. You know what I mean? Went to a World Series. Just playing in New York was great for him.
Well, you can see both sides of the coin. I mean, if it wasn't for the sword and the Dodgers, Piazza wouldn't be on that stage. He got him to take a chance on him, draft him, the story, 6th and 2nd round, converted him to a catcher, get his way into the big leagues. But if you think about how the Dodgers organization did him dirty in '97, not paying him the dollars that he deserved at that time, and thus
Trading him to Florida.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
yeah, traded him to
Everyone
Florida.
forgets that he played for 7 days for Florida.
Yeah.
I think it really was like 6 or 7
Oh,
days.
it's
That was
crazy.
it, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
And then he was right
Yeah.
over to the Mets.
Ink wasn't even dry.
Did he ever even hit a homer for the Marlins?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I remember.
He might not have. He only played like 5 or 6 games.
Yeah,
it was
it was
literally
1 week.
7 days, I think.
Yep.
It's crazy.
He does get invited back for alumni events for the Marlins, though, which is hilarious
Yeah.
as hell.
That's cool though.
Yeah. But, I mean, you
I
got-
remember when he got traded to the Marlins. I remember thinking like, "Oh shit, Marlins got Piazza," and the Marlins were trading everybody because they traded like Sheffield. That's right after they won the World Series, and they traded all those guys to the Dodgers. They traded Sheffield and
Yeah,
Pudge,
they won
right?
in
Or no, it
97. They
wasn't
won in
Pudge.
97, and then 98 they moved everybody. Yeah.
they traded everybody.
Fire sale.
Yeah.
98 fire sale. Yep.
And then they
Yeah.
got with the fire sale. They got a bunch of young arms like
Yeah.
Burnett and Beckett and all them,
Yeah.
and then they won it again, and then they
2003.
fire sailed them all.
2003.
Yep.
I know it's crazy.
That's how they did it.
5 years later,
Smart,
all those guys
smart.
came to fruition. Miguel Cabrera. He was I think a homegrown guy, but still.
Yeah, hand ram. Then after they traded everybody off in 03, they got a bunch back. They got Hanley from Boston for Beckett. They got a bunch of guys. They all blew up, and then they traded all them off. That's what they do.
Crazy.
That's
Which
exactly
is
what
fine.
they
You're
do.
gonna win two. You win two World Series in the last. Was 19 years. So I mean, a lot of teams will take that in a heartbeat.
Shit, I'll take it. Take it right now.
Well, them fans don't even care.
No, they
That's
don't care
the sad
one bit.
thing.
They
You
don't
go
care
win
one
it,
bit.
and nobody even gives a rat's ass. Nobody even noticed you even did anything.
They
Let's
don't
do
care
this.
one bit.
Let's dive into. Let's talk a little Eagles. Maybe a little Eagles camp.
I had one. Okay.
They got something. Go ahead.
No, I had one more. I wanted to see. Is there any teams that's leading a division that we didn't talk about? A guy that we think that they should go get. Who else are the division leaders? Indians.
All right. Well, let's do that. So let's take a break
Indians
and then
make a move.
Let's take a break, and then on the other side we'll do this right here.
Indians
We
win.
talk about division leaders.
We'll
and
do all division leaders, and we'll go right into the Eagles. I'm
That
down with
sounds
some
good.
bird. I'm down with some birds talk.
that works
Saw a
for
nice
me.
Carson Wentz jersey on the boardwalk the other day.
No, he won't play. This is Agree Disagree right here at HUDRadio.com. This segment is brought to you by BMW Atlantic City. This month they challenge their sales team. They must sell 100 vehicles, which means you save. Right now, at least a certified pre-owned elite 2016 BMW. 2016, I don't know who puts that on here. 2016 BMW 320i with X-Drive, just $299 a month for 36 months. The ultimate driving experience. It's closer than you think. BMW Atlantic City. Easy to get to, minutes off exit 37 on the Parkway. Online, BMWAtlanticCity.com.
Hi, this is Matt Sudi of the Hockey Happy Hour. And if I want a night out in the town but I don't want to miss the Flyers, there's only one place I'm going to, the Philly Sports Bar. Located in 31 South Black Horse Pike in Runnymede, New Jersey, it has over 40 plasma and HD TVs with a brick oven and a 2-story deck. This sports bar has truly surpassed everyone's expectations. From the one-of-a-kind sports memorabilia to the life-size sports figures, this bar stays true to its name. The Philly Sports Bar also provides a quality service along with an outstanding variety of the finest liquors and well-known beers with a family-friendly environment for everyone, while remaining true to what they are, the best darn sports bar. So check out the Philly Sports Bar. You can give them a call at 856-939-4322, send them an email at info@phillysportsbar.com, or check out their website at www.phillysportsbar.com. That's the Philly Sports Bar in Runnymede, New Jersey.
Hey, do you need to get your skills in shape? Then contact the Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. You can give them a call at 856-889-3434 or visit them on the web at www.scanzanosports.com. John Scanzano offers individual, semi-private, and team training lessons in hitting, pitching, catching, outfield, along with turf rentals. The Scanzano Sports Center is equipped with a 31,000 square foot indoor facility, 4 batting cages, and a 4,000 square foot strengthening and conditioning room. So what are you waiting for? Contact the Scanzano Sports Center today.
A2DRadio.com is proudly sponsored by Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants. Gibson Mayer, located in Yardley, PA, is a leading accounting and business consulting firm with a proven track record of handling critical issues with expertise across many different industries, including construction, distribution, hospitality, manufacturing, real estate, service trades, merchandising, professional services, and professional athletes. Give them a call at 215-369-3300. That's 215-369-3300. Your initial consultation is always free, and if you tell them that Tom and Mike from AM and the PM sent you, you'll receive 15% off all income tax services completed by February 15th. That's Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants, 215-369-3300, or visit them on the web at www.gibsonmayer.com. That's gibsonmayer.com. Hey, do you consider yourself an ex-Tiger Woods, Phil Mickelson, or Jordan Spieth? Well, head on out on November 5th at Valley Brook Country Club in Blackwood, New Jersey for A2DRadio.com's first ever Real Talk Invitational. 125 per person to enter, teams up to 4 members, and it includes all you can eat and drink and contests including longest drive, putting competition, closest to the pin, and the hole-in-one contest. Once again, it's November 5th at Valley Brook Country Club in Blackwood, New Jersey. The guys here at A2DRadio.com hope to see you there.
Welcome back. Agree to disagree right here at A2DRadio.com. Tom Renone, joined by Nick Delgazzo, Brian Wilson, Rob Povey, you're producing. If you're just joining us, we're talking, well, we talked a lot of MLB. You know, MLB trade deadline is fast approaching, and we want to know who will be the biggest name trade at the deadline. Let us know. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. A2D Radio is where you can find us. Chris Sale, Chapman, Bruce, Luke Roy. You got somebody else? Let us know. Oh, gentlemen. So we're going to do division leaders right now. And a move they need to make? Is that the way you want to go about it? A move that
move that we think each division winner, each division leader needs to make to maintain their lead, basically.
Good. It's brought to you by Gibson Mayer LLC, your certified public accountant, 215-369-3300 on the web, gibsonmayer.com. We'll start with you then, Mr. Wilson. We want to start up right in the AL East.
Okay.
Baltimore Orioles.
They need a starting pitcher. I think they have to get a starting pitcher. I actually heard them.
Cash.
They came out and talked. Well, they came out and said that they are looking for a starting pitcher because I mean, obviously, you look at their rotation. They need a starting pitcher.
I've heard
they got really bad starting rotation.
Like he just said, I've heard Cashner and Hellickson.
Yeah, I've heard Hellickson. Yeah. I think they have to get a starter. I would actually look more towards a high-end starter. I don't think they have the. I'm not sure that they have the minor league system to get
the goods.
A Chris Sale.
They don't have the goods.
But I mean, Cashner, that could help him. Hellickson could help him.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they got Gallardo who
Both.
stinks.
Yeah, well, I was just going to say.
They got some guys that
they
just
were also
stink.
Front Melvin's having a great year. There was talks about Front Melvin Upton for Jimenez, but that we're talking about they need a starter. Then you're going to send one out, so you got to be getting one of those two guys back.
You would think,
if that's
right?
the case.
Could they double dip?
Get two of them, yeah. Well,
Could they double
why
dip? Because
not?
you might have to give up. You're not going to give up much for Hellickson.
No.
You know what I mean? You don't have to give up a ton, and you can maybe get two of them.
And actually, they started the kid the other day, right? That has to be his first start. Bundy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he was supposed to be great for years. He got arm
He's got hurt.
problems.
Yeah, he got hurt.
And then he was in the bullpen for a while, but they started him the other day, and he threw pretty well.
Yeah, I saw that.
I like him.
3
He's
1/3,
got
yeah.
good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They could go for a lighter option like a Brandon Finnegan from the Reds. Somebody you can get on the cheap. He's a quality arm. Could help a contender.
It's got hammered today. But I feel you.
I despise Brandon Finnegan.
Of course, I brought him up.
No, that's not exactly true. I remember when he was in KC. I thought he sucked. But Pove, yeah, I mean, it is football season, so yes, I don't like everything you say.
Well, I mean, Cashner's the guy for them to go after.
Yeah.
You know, they
There's
don't have
a
a
guy
lot to
with-
give up.
There's a guy with a ton of stuff right there. Just been in that toilet for so long that like you like to see him get out of it and see if he can reach his potential. You know what I mean?
It's like something because I mean, you would think
Change of scenery.
you would
Fred,
think, Christ Almighty, you should be able to throw decently well in San Diego. I mean, it's a huge park. You know,
It's huge,
like
don't it? I know.
like
I agree.
I don't understand how guys struggle there so bad.
He always has control issues. He's
Yeah,
one of
he's
those
got a lot of
guys,
issues.
He falls behind and he's got to come dead red.
And I always thought that he's got great stuff,
He does.
Cashner,
He
too.
does.
So, I don't know. I'm not sure. I think they have to get a starting pitcher to Baltimore. They just have to.
Yeah, and since the Red Sox are only a game back, I think we talk about that.
We can talk about them, too, yeah. I guess, what are you looking for them?
I think they made a couple moves, so you almost feel like they're done. Pomeranz was
Yeah,
huge.
because
for them,
Pomeranz a big move.
and Hill's a backup guy, very huge. But I still think they need a closer because they got Ziegler. To me, he huffs, all right? And now the other guy's 6 weeks. The other guy's got an ab pull, Urihara. So now they're talking about two guys are out for a while that you can't lose ground. If you're lead, if you got a 5-game lead, you're like, hey, maybe I can wait for these guys. But when you're chasing the Orioles and you're 1 game behind, Ziegler's the guy you want to go hand the ball to, not me. I'm not saying you're going to,
I agree.
mortgage the house on it, but you got to go get somebody.
I agree.
There's
that
a Gomez call.
Yeah, I
There's
was
a
gonna
Gomez
say that.
call.
I'm not big on Brad Ziegler either. I don't the little submarine. I feel like he gets
It's
out.
like a novelty.
Yeah,
'cause you throw 76 miles an hour and you just turned it here. That's why.
Yeah, I feel like he gets outs with like card tricks. It's like no one knows how he does it. He just gets outs, and
Absolutely.
I don't like that guy. My closer to be a guy like that.
Yeah.
I could take a 6th inning guy
Because if you took-
that's gonna face 2 guys.
Yeah.
Situational lefty. I'll take a
if-
guy that gets outs with mind games.
Absolutely.
But I don't want a closer
And
like that.
And I guarantee if you took 4 pitches, he'd walk you. I mean, that's how
Probably,
he gets guys
yeah.
out with that sweeping slider that's not a
Yeah.
strike,
So my whole thing is with Ziegler, or with the Red Sox is Kimbrel's out 6. Is that what it is?
Yeah, he was 6
I mean,
to
you
8.
have one of the best closers
Yeah,
in
that's
the
what I'm
league.
saying.
That's
Yeah,
what
you don't want to
only
go
want to trade
crazy.
for a closer because you
just
got
need something in the
Kimbrel.
short team. You need something in the short term before the wheels come off. When you're only a game back. You're right there. And Urihari's another 6 weeks too. He's got like a pec pull, something in his pec. So
Yeah, that's
gonna be
not
hard
good.
to come back from.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And like with the Sox, I mean, they could use a starter too, really, if you think about it. Because I mean, Buchholz has been pretty bad, and Price hasn't even been good.
Nah. I mean, they could go sniffing around for Miller, but I doubt you do anything in your division. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I doubt you do.
I mean,
but
I
you
really think
never
that
know.
I really doubt the Yankees are going to trade anybody to the Red Sox.
Yeah, that's
I
what
mean,
I'm saying.
unless you're getting a king's ransom for
Yep.
it.
Yep. No, absolutely. But a great name. But yeah. Division. It's just a rock.
And you would think that they got to do something because I mean they just hit the shit out of the ball so well that their lineup is just filthy.
Yeah, Buck Holtz might be on his way out too. So now if you package him with maybe a closer, and another bat or something.
Same thing goes for Toronto right there too.
Yeah,
Striking distance.
I got them on there too. I mean,
They
been great.
Yeah, they make a move for another pitcher at the deadline.
Where you want to stick? I hear you. Yeah, they probably. I would say they need a starter. You talking about Sanchez and Happ been great. Dickey's just, like Willie said, he's the novelty. He falls in the novelty thing. He's the guy with the card trick. You're like, all right, dude, I've seen enough of you. You know what I mean? Like, it's working for Stephen Wright in the Red Sox. Godspeed, Colonel Sanders. But sooner or later, it goes away, too. You know what I mean? Unless you're Phil Niekro that's going to pitch 22 years or 25 years in the big leagues. Like, it wears away.
It's very, I mean, like, how many guys?
Yeah.
How many? Like,
so,
really?
yeah, I would say, Tom, that's a good point. And they need an arm, too. Absolutely. So. That's where they should go. Stroman hasn't been that great, but he's starting to figure it out a little bit.
Yeah, he's been better. He's been better.
Their pen's pretty good. And we know what the lineup does. If Bats comes back, and if Tulo ever figures it out on a daily basis.
He's starting to hit.
Yeah.
I know I made fun of him earlier in the show, but he is starting to hit.
Yeah.
He's up to like 240, I think.
Yeah.
And he's got good power numbers, which, he plays a good shortstop, so he'll take it.
Yeah, and Saunders has been great.
Well,
the Condor's been fantastic for them. I think he's got 19 homers.
Well, the Indians are looking for back end of the bullpen.
Yeah,
they need a closer bad. They've been linked to a bunch of them,
so you're
and a catcher.
Chapman, Miller, Lucroy for them. If you're talking about names,
If
you're talking about
for
names.
sure.
Maybe
Gene Marr.
Yeah, they need to drop the hammer. Like I had them a couple weeks ago when we put on our GM hats, and I'm going for it. It's just. That's just your window. It's only the the Royals have enough young talent where they're not going to be down long. If you consider them sellers at this time, they'll be back. They got the young nucleus. The Indians just were absolutely just having one of those years. Just absolutely
And you got the starting pitching so good that you got to get the back end.
Yeah,
you got to get the back
close
end.
it.
Yeah.
Right.
You can't give up games like that.
Yeah,
You can't have guys go quality start, 7 innings, and then not be able to get it done at the end. They're back-breaking losses.
Cody Allen is not good enough.
Yeah.
No, not even close. And they were one of the front runners for Chapman, but now that this mystery team. But I don't think the problem is that the Yankees are going to want too much back. And when you're renting, like we talked about earlier in the show, when you're renting, you're not going to get that back.
Well, especially
you're
when
just not going to get what you want.
If you're Cleveland, you pretty much know that he's a rental. You're not going to re-sign Chapman for huge money in the offseason, more than likely. I could see if maybe they get crazy and they win a World Series. Christ, would you imagine that? Cleveland win the NBA and World Series?
The Indians win.
Yeah, but
Indians win.
If they win a World Series, maybe, he falls in love there. Everyone loves him and he signs. But, I don't see any chance where if they got Chapman or Miller that they would re-sign there. So it's basically a complete 2.5-month rental and hoping that you get some great playoffs out of them.
Yeah. No,
how much can you really give up for that? To get them, you're going to have to give your best prospect, but I don't give my 2 best. I think if you're another team, you got to give your 2 best to get them.
Yeah, he had some off-the-field issues, so you never know when that's going to rear its ugly head. And then when you throw 105, I have to imagine it's going to snap off soon. You know what I mean? Like, for me.
I don't know.
No, I'm not saying he's going to. I'm just saying, like, to me.
Nolan
give me
pitched
the guy.
He's like 46.
Give me the guy. I might want Miller instead. I just feel like he has more stuff. And
I think Miller's an absolute stud.
If I had my pick, I don't know. I know it's 105.
Chapman's
103 is sexy.
Chapman's the sexy pick. He's a sexy pick.
103 is very lingerie sexy.
Yeah.
With an occasional slider, he probably should throw more. So, I hear you.
It's like Chapman's the supermodel, but Miller's the sexy actress, You like the actress a little more.
So who do you think
She's more homey.
What closers do you think they got when we talk about the Indians?
I'm going to say, ready for this one? This is going to come out of left field.
Trevor Rosenthal.
Ryan Madsen.
Mad Dog, very good, very great name.
Rosenthal has been linked to the Nationals now a little bit. as a possible because they're not going to give up a top prospect.
He could be
for
linked
Chapman.
to shark,
They're not
could be
going to
linked
give
to
up
shark bait.
and they're not giving up a top prospect for Wade Davis either.
Rosenthal's
So the Nationals already told both teams they're not giving up top prospects. So
he's
out of closer.
The Yanks.
I'll drive Rosenthal there.
Yeah, the Yanks told. From what I read, the Yanks told Washington that they wanted Turner and Giolito. It's like, yeah, you're not gonna get Turner and Giolito, dude. That's not gonna happen.
Turner
flies.
fun to watch.
He's got 4 triples already.
Fun to watch.
He's been up for like a week and a half.
I mean, yesterday he stole third. Didn't even leave. He got the worst jump of all time. I mean, third's supposed to be the easiest one to steal because you can roll into it.
Yeah.
He stole third flat-footed, and it was awesome. It was just, I mean, it was a good throw. Everything was bang, bang, Got in there. They did the stupid replay because, Turner's holding or the guy's holding the, see if his foot fell off,
I can't.
Ugh,
Is there anything? Can I do a PSA for baseball real quick?
Like the guy said.
Can we do something about this fucking replay, please? Because it's the worst. It's the absolute worst. I don't even care if they miss calls. I like the human element of it.
Yeah.
Get rid of the replay. It's terrible.
And like I said, that stuff's so petty. Like the guy goes, the announcer, great point. He goes, Ricky Henderson probably would have lost 170 steals had we had replay.
Yeah,
where
they go off by 1 millimeter and they're still holding their. Yeah. They're like actually pushing the foot off.
That's what happened with Chooch today. Chooch got got back picked today.
Yeah.
Same thing. It was like holding the.
I hate it. I absolutely hate it. And I don't like the Utley rule at all. I know someone here is a fan of it, but I hate it. I hate the Utley rule. I hate the no charging the catcher. No, got to have a clear path rule. I hate all of it. I hate everything that they've done to the pussification of baseball. I despise it. I want nothing to do with it. And they seem to be moving more and more towards not even having umpires and having electronic pitch calling, which I don't like either. I don't like any of it.
Yeah. No, it's terrible. There's no more arguing. That was the whole point. Not the whole point. I mean, the human element is fantastic. The banter you can have with an umpire. I mean, Tommy's an umpire. As long as you're not an absolute
sometimes
screwball.
You need that.
As long as you're not a screwball about it. Come out, rattle my cage a little bit. You give it back to me. I'm okay with that too. But now nobody even comes out of the dugout. They go like this. They give the headset sign. That's it. They give the headset sign. I mean, there's
you have guys Wade at second. The inning's over. The other team's running out.
Oh, dude.
And he's still sitting there waiting, and they're waiting, and the other team runs out on the field, ready to take the field. And you got a guy still sitting in second waiting. They're on the headset for 5 freaking minutes.
Yeah, there's got to be.
And they're worried about
they get it wrong anyway.
Yeah, and there's guys in New York anyway. It's not like they're calling a guy like, "Hey Tom,
can you go check this out for me?
Can you check me out?" No, there's guys in a war room. All right, so as soon as it happens, boom, they're like, as soon as that guy calls, it should take 30 seconds.
And they're worried about speeding the game up. Yeah. And I actually heard Manfred, who is really dropping rungs down towards Goodell of being the second worst in sports, but commissioner, that is. But Rob Manfred, I actually heard him the other day say that they were going to look into to help speed the game up is there's a number of relief pitchers that you can use. I said, wait, what? What did I just hear? You can only use a certain number of relief pitchers? What?
And the game's over.
Yeah. Wait, what?
It's the fifth inning.
Absolutely not, Rob. What are we talking? Someone should have called him and been like, Rob, we just got a press release. You've been fired.
There's no clock. That's the beauty of it.
Are you kidding me?
We've talked about this all the time. There's 27 outs. It's the only sport that does that. You understand? You could be down 15-0, and it's not.
Until they get your outs, the game ain't over.
I can bat. I can bat forever. I mean,
I just don't. I cannot believe when I heard that. I was like, wait, what? So we're introducing more friggin' replay to slow the game more, and we're talking about maybe limiting the amount of pitchers you can use. What are we even talking about? Yeah. I don't get it. Just remove the replay. There you go. You just lost 12 minutes a game because there's 12 minutes replay a game. Probably with them checking and hold on.
Listen.
He was out. Oh yeah, he was out.
It just takes away it takes away all the luster. It takes away all the tradition. It's terrible. As much as Galarraga would love to have a perfect game to his name. Sorry, Jim Joyce blew it. The guy cried. The guy cried in front of people.
Yeah.
Guy blew it. Guy blew it. Sorry. Sorry you're not in the record books. You know what I mean? Like,
Jim's probably
That's
having
it.
a drink thinking about it right now. You know, like, you hang your hat on that. You're probably the cause of his immense alcoholism that's plagued him the last couple of years. You know, that's all it is. I don't get it. Like I like the human element. I like them missing calls. I like think how many times Bobby Cox won a game for the Braves by in the fourth inning going out and just erupting and getting thrown out and pumping the team up and they come back and win. How many times that probably happened? A lot. Don't happen no more.
well, not even that. What it does also, forget about your team. That's a tremendous point. It rattles that guy's cage, and you get the next call.
Yeah, you get the next two.
You know what I mean?
The next two that are close. He's like, oh shit, I don't want Bobby back out here.
It doesn't mean you're scared. It doesn't mean you're scared as an umpire. I'm just saying it's in the back
No,
of your
but
head.
it's here. It's
in the back
it's
of your
the
head.
human element.
Yeah.
Christ. Because
Bobby's coming.
He's like Bobby's already hit the showers and he's watching right now in the dugout and I'm gonna get my neck chewed off tomorrow if I make the next call, man.
No, absolutely.
Look, a guy told me this weekend, in game 2 for us, right? Sleeps, you'll love this one. Willie?
That you're terrible?
All right, forget it. We'll just move on. Take a fucking break.
I'm sorry, let's go. I'm joking.
So there was like 5 easy ball calls, you know, game 2. Like 5 easy ones.
14 years old, too.
We're not even coming set.
We're not talking 9.
No, we're not even coming fully set. We're just
We're
counting.
talking adolescent.
Yeah, and I'm
Next
like-
year you're going to be a freshman.
And I'm like, whoa, nothing. And whole inning, I'm like, dude, this kid, we're not calling this. And at the end, I go up, I said, listen, you're not seeing these? And he's like, oh, well, I must not be looking on the ones you're seeing. I said, hold on.
Oh, every other one.
So you're telling me.
He blinks every other
Yeah,
one.
so you're telling me you have one job. I told him this. You have one job to do out here, and you're telling me you're not looking? Stop stealing money and let's go. Clap right at him. He took it, walk away. You know what I mean? So, but that being said, he didn't get, he was just an idiot, didn't give them at all, even though there's probably 3 or 4 more he could have called. So it just depends. But, yeah, we're big league guys, and you're coming out and you're getting dirt kicked at you, and you're throwing a guy out. You're jacked up as an umpire, too. And the whole thing's jacked up. But you better believe something close, like you said, to your point, you're probably going to give it.
That's it, and that's all it is.
You're probably
like
gonna
you said,
give it.
You're just trying to get that next call for your team, and it just takes away the human element is great. Like I had a guy I've known forever. I've been coaching Legion for 14 years, so I've known this guy forever, and he's a good umpire, you know what I mean. But every once in a while, I got to rattle his cage. So like 2 weeks ago, and he just told me the other day in playoffs, it was great. He was parked right by me, but it was like 2 weeks ago. Ball was down. Ball was almost in the dirt. He calls a strike on my guy, so I'm going nuts at third. Like, come on, Johnny, that's down. You're better than that. Let's go. And then he's like, that's enough, Nick. I go, just tell me it's down. Tell me it was down, and I'll stop. He goes, no, I'm not telling you it was down. I said, tell me it was down. He goes, you want to go? I said, I might. So then I seen him 2 weeks ago. He's parked next to me. He goes, I almost cracked up that night. He goes, I was laughing inside my mask because you're telling me. I can't tell you it was down. He goes, I blew it. I blew it.
Yeah, you can't take it back.
And they're dugout saying, run him. He goes, I ain't running him.
That's funny because you can't come back. Like maybe after the game, you'll say, "Yeah, I was down.
Yeah,
My bad about
absolutely.
that." But right then, you can't be like, "Hey, Nick, guess what? You were right. I got you on the next
That's all
one."
I wanted. That's all I wanted.
Well, that's like how West Effort won a state championship this year. You hear about that, right? The guy made
And reversed it.
The guy made a safe call. West Effort was up 1. They had the other team had a man on third. Last out of the state championship.
Yeah.
He made a safe call on a bang play at first, right? And then they discussed. Johnny Oler went out and was like, want to ask the other guy. And then the same guy that made the safe call, said that he changed his mind and he was out.
They got it right, but you can only ask for help if he's off the bag. Like that's what I would have said if I was the Piscataway or I think it was Piscataway guy. I would have went nuts because I would have said you can only ask for help if he's off.
Yeah.
You can't just say, hey. What'd you have on that? Like, you know what I mean? That's basically what he did. Like, he went to the home plate guy, banged him. I don't think that guy didn't change it. This guy said, yeah, I got him out.
No, I heard that the guy that called him safe said that, I changed my mind.
That I don't know.
I
thought
that's what the Piscataway coach said in the paper. It's in the paper.
I got you.
And that's, I'll be suspended the next season.
Yeah. There's some bail money involved in that.
Oh yeah, that's a bad one. That's the one where they're removed. They're removed like it's in the paper because they're removing me in cuffs.
Yeah, and
because I'm killing the guy.
That was the kind of year they had though, because right before that there was a ball in the corner. They just would have tied it up, and it went right. It was like right underneath. I don't know if I don't think the kid kicked it. I don't think he told me, but it was just barely under the fence. You know what I mean? Like, and they had to run out there, and they stopped it at second and third, and that's when the game ended on that ground ball you're talking about. But that's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, they don't know. I mean, some of these guys don't know a lot because there was when there's guys on base and people are scoring, the home plate guy always has the lead runner, and that's the guy hitting third base. So if there's somebody always behind, if there's always a trail runner, that base guy always has a trail runner. Home plate guy's got third base. So a kid missed third base yesterday. Whatever time we do the proper appeal, and the base guy calls it safe. And I said, it's not even your call. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's one thing. Like, I know you're not going to get that. Like, you're never going to get that. But you try to get one for your team, especially when you're losing. You know what I mean? Oh, you got something different, maybe you get lucky. But to say that, for the wrong guy to give the signal, and then they try pulling, well, you didn't appeal it right. Well, you aren't even following the right bases. It's just a joke. Hey, this is why I'm just out of it today. It's been a long weekend of, now I can say jackass umpires.
Oh.
And we don't know what a balk is. We have 14. We don't know what a balk is.
That's crazy.
Like, you got to come to a stop, man. You got to come to I always looked when I did baseball for that, like, give me a pause for a sack. I need a half a second pause. You know what I mean? Almost where I can go 1, go. 1, go. But if you can't even pause in between, you can't even get the one out, he's obviously going. I don't know.
I understand. I mean, listen, you got to be consistent, but I mean, you got to come to a little bit of a stop. I mean, you can't blow through the stop sign. You know what I mean? Like, if he's doing it all the time, then that's part of his thing. But you got to come. You got to come to a.
Something's got to happen.
Yeah.
Something's got to happen.
Absolutely.
So you want to save Eagles talk? I mean, we're going to have plenty of it coming up.
Well, we still got some more teams.
And we still got some more baseball.
Yeah,
Yeah, see, we went off the rockers there.
No, that's all right.
We went off the rocker. We're not even where we're supposed to be.
No,
Unbelievable.
the Rangers.
Yeah, we know closer, right?
Yeah, Sale and the closer. I mean, how about the Astros? What do you think about dumping your boy to see what you can get? And he got demoted.
Who, Giles?
Yeah, we're talking about all these TTD closers.
Got like a 4.7 ERA,
right?
There's
3 back, but I mean, he's not your guy anymore. You got Will Harris and you got Gregerson. He's almost like a 7th-inning slop guy. Not seeing the Astros on a regular basis. That's to me. That's what
he let up
Rhodes
2
would tell
runs.
me.
He let up 2 runs the other night, and it was in the 6th, I believe.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. So I mean, he's a 6th or 7th guy. So I'm not sure his stock's not very high, but I mean,
he still
somebody
still
has
throws
to look.
99.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. I mean, the stuff's there. I mean,
If you're the Phils, you trade back for him. You give back less than what you.
Yeah, give him like nothing.
Yeah, you give him nothing.
Give him absolutely nothing back.
The Pell for Giles.
Give him Gene Marr for Giles back.
No, but we're going down this list. I mean, a ton of teams need the back end. So there's a guy with plus stuff.
Giles.
The Nats we already discussed. I mean, there's a destination for them. For somebody. I mean, they're looking for back end help.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, if they're interested in Rosenthal, you would assume that they would be interested in Giles.
Well,
right? I mean,
Rosenthal and Giles are just one nice big dumpster fire mixed together. Yeah. So
I know, but if they're talking about looking into Rosenthal, then why would you not be looking into Giles? Right? I mean, if you're looking into one bad one, like you said, why are you not looking into
I guess
two?
the only thing you can say is that Rosenthal's got more of a track history of being a good closer.
But you can also say Giles is younger. So there's 99.
True.
You can maybe get it right. Because what happened from the time he left Philly to when he got in Houston? What was the mechanical issue there? Because that's what it comes down to. You know what I mean? The guy just obviously stopped hitting spots. You can throw 99 all you want. But if you're leaving it down the pipe, big league hitters are going to take advantage of it. So what happened? I mean, see, the big thing with him last year, if you watch him,
it's not even down the pipe, really. It's up. He's up all game.
Last year he did a great job.
And you're on a good on a title contender team.
Yeah.
That everybody thought, and they're playing well now.
Well, pressure's on at the beginning of the year to show.
Absolutely.
The P is O.
But last year when Giles would come in the game, he'd always get ahead. And with his slider, when he was getting ahead, now that slider works for you. When you're getting behind 2-0 in counts.
You
3-0.
can't throw the slider.
Now you got to throw fastball down the pipe, and that's where guys are going to sit back, sit that red,
and if you're
and
throwing,
rake.
if you're throwing fastballs, if you're throwing fastballs above the knees, you could be in trouble.
Yeah, you could
You'd be
be.
in big trouble.
These guys can turn. These guys turn 102 around. So
Yeah.
So,
ball's got to ball's got to move.
somehow you turn 102 around.
You know what I mean?
Like
It's
sometimes
crazy.
you pull 102. Like that's like, you better be swinging. Like, the
Oh,
whole
yeah.
like you blasted Batista at the beginning of the show, but his whole credit to him becoming the prolific home run guy he was just starting earlier. I mean, as simple as that, as crazy as that sounds. His hitting coach when he went to Toronto said, "Hey, fix him what the issue was," and it was simple as him just saying, "Hey, start your swing earlier than you think you have to start it." You know what I mean? Because when you're talking about 95, 90, 98,
Yeah, and he jumps all over. You throw him 99 belt high.
Yeah.
That thing is in the seats.
something he would have missed 5-6 years ago.
Bat flip.
But whatever, you know what I mean? Whatever that little work for him.
And since he started earlier, and he's got the little, he's
got the
kind
leg
of
kick. He got the leg
leg kick, and he's kind of off the plate. He you try to bust him inside, he's putting in the left field bleachers.
And it was, people overlook him in the sense where that was the first time he's got an opportunity too. Like, I mean, I know.
Yeah,
I know when you play
he was
well,
a
you get an
utility
opportunity.
player
Yeah, exactly.
for Pittsburgh.
Yeah, exactly. So I know when you play well and you produce, then you can get those opportunities. But
I think he hit like
was-
18 homers one year for Pitt, though.
Yeah,
He always had power.
Yeah, he didn't look like the 50 home run
No,
guy,
no. He went to
but,
Toronto and he
was
said like
it.
200
oh, yeah.
in,
And
in 5 years.
well known for stealing signs there, too, in Toronto. So who knows how much that had to play part. I mean, they've always been in the middle of stealing signs. When you talk about the Blue Jays, when you go to Toronto, that's what that's what a lot of teams were saying in the past.
That's what they do.
You go to Toronto, a lot of sign stealing. But
Hey, that's all part of the game.
yeah, it is.
And if you don't like it, drill one of them in the neck.
Yeah.
Not the head, okay? I'm not an animal.
Police.
Just the neck.
Police yourself.
Cubs?
Cubbies? Cubbies could use pen. Could use pen help. Maybe not exactly closer help because Rondon's not bad, but pen help.
Yeah, no, they for sure. And I heard
Maybe a bench
I heard
bat?
I heard a little bit of JJ Redick talk. You know what I mean? Like they got Coughlin back, so I don't know how much they
They need a 3-point shooter?
Uh,
Josh Reddick?
Yeah, sorry. A little pickup game. They need JJ for a pickup game.
I mean,
Yes,
are they going
Josh
to let him to the Bulls? Or?
Nah, I hear you. I heard you skipped over the Marlins. We didn't skip over, but the Marlins are, they're not.
They could use a starter.
They're.
I mean, they got
they were in Castro talk
Yeah,
as
they're
well.
in the cash.
They got Jose, who's a stud, but they
Castro
could,
seems to be landing on like 4 teams. Like you were saying, Dodgers, Marlins, Orioles.
Who's that?
Castro.
Oh, okay.
Well, the Miami really gets a deadline deal semi-move by just getting D. Gordon back. Just getting him, back.
And
It's
it's like this weekend, right? He
yeah,
comes back?
and it's almost like you're making a deadline acquisition by getting
My
him back.
birthday.
Because you haven't had him.
Oh, you're getting an all-star right there.
Yeah, so you're getting an all-star
That's
now.
why you got to go hunting for the bat.
Yeah, now yeah.
I mean, excuse me, the arm.
The arm.
Sorry,
Yeah,
Castro's
because
good.
I actually like Conley. I mean, obviously everyone knows Jose's a stud. Okay.
I mean, they have
And then
stuff down
I like
there to
Conley
give up.
and I like Kohler, but besides them two, why Yin Chen? Yeah, he can Y Yin Chen his way right on
Well,
out.
if
the
you
door.
were-
Ramos is
Sweeps.
filthy at the end.
So if you
Yeah.
want to talk about a team that's got prospects to give up to go get a sale, it's the Marlins. Now that they do it, hell no, probably. But they have the prospects to give up. I mean, there's no
Oh,
question.
yeah.
They got plenty of talent down there.
They got talent.
So you want to talk about maybe a guy who goes somewhere where we don't think he might go? Maybe look into a big arm sale. Maybe another big arm. Maybe going. To
Maybe
Miami.
who else is a big arm though? Like who else do you think is
There's
available?
not. This is the most overrated arm market ever.
Archer, I think you could get Archer.
Dodgers.
But this is the most overrated arm market in years, though. I mean, there's not
There's
a lot of
you know what it is?
starting arms.
It's a lot of good closing arms available,
But not
which
a lot
is
of
more
starters.
Not hardly any really.
None.
There's no starters on the Yankees that you would want. Nobody.
Yeah. Well, and for all those years, the Rays are usually good. So then you're not talking about dumping Archer. It's the fact that they're atrocious right now. Now you're talking.
Maybe maybe
Odorizzi.
Odorizzi's not bad, but he's not. I mean, I wouldn't put stud down, and he's also young enough that they're going to want a decent haul if you want him. I'm trying to think of other teams. Like you said, Tehran maybe a Julio Tehran, And the Braves, they're a dumpster fire. So
Yeah, but did the Braves in Miami even in the same division even have that conversation?
probably not.
That's where the tough thing comes in. I would listen. I mean, I don't want Sale in the division, period. But you want to talk about if you want to compete.
Well,
I mean, listen, they're 4.5 out.
I
get it.
You go Jose
I
Sale.
get it.
Hey,
I get it. But if you really want to compete with Washington and win a division, you need another big time pop at the top.
Yeah, well,
and you're not going to get away with
let's be
Cashner.
honest.
Cashner's not going to get it done for you. Hellickson, Archer's good, but hasn't had a great year by any stretch.
But he's got.
We know he's got lights out stuff.
Lights out stuff.
We know that.
But you're right though. They need a guy with lights out stuff. Because let's be honest, between the Nationals and the Mets, I mean, they've been a little banged up, their starters, but they got dynamite starting.
No question. No question.
Dynamite.
No question. I mean, the Mets are right there too. It's not. We're talking about 5 and 4.5. So I mean, talking about right there and right there. So I mean, you want to keep that lead on the little lead you got on the Mets and catch Washington. You got it. Sale's the guy if you're Miami that you go out and get, but that's not their. It's
their It's like the opposite of their
what
MO.
they do. They would be the one dealing Sales. You're more likely to see them trade Fernandez right now than you would be to see them get Sale.
Or like
that's how crazy it is. Yeah.
Here's two names that be more their speed. Matt Moore, also from Tampa Bay, or Rich Hill. Rich Hill, Oakland Athletics are trying to get rid of, but they can't even showcase him right now because he's got a blister problem, can't even pitch. But
Rich Hill's older than Nick, so I don't want him.
Well, yeah, but if Martin's to use this year, though, I mean, I know he's 37, but he's dynamite. Two plus.
I don't think he's older than Nick, actually.
I'm old as shit.
He's close.
But that would be more their deal, though. Their deal would be more the low level guy.
Yeah, Matt Moore's a good name. I like that.
Yeah,
name. He's still young enough, and he's thrown decent enough, and he's got good stuff. He's just been kind of a head.
They would find the sleeper in that. That's what they're looking for. That's what Miami would look for. God forbid, and good for them. I'm glad they don't ever do it, but they're not a splash. But if you got all this money tied up in Stanton, and you got this young nucleus right now, why do you not go take a run for your money right now? Because you might not get there again. Because this team's been supposed to be – this team for years has been that, Miami could be their year, right? We've said it. All of us have.
And they got a good coach finally.
But even if you can't go that far, because like you said, it's not their style. How about you go one tier down, a guy like Irvin Santana? You know what I mean? I know he's had some issues, but there's a guy with pretty good stuff. There's a swing and miss guy right there. You know what I mean? He's 3-8 with like a 3.8 ERA, I think, this year. But and he had they had that issue where he was suspended and stuff. But there's a guy with some stuff there.
What's the Pirates deal? You think they're still buyers, right? Or they're not sellers, right? They're buyers.
I think they're.
Because if they were selling, you could maybe there's a decent bat in David Freese that would be available. Yeah. You would think maybe you could scoop Liriano from them
with the double wild card.
With 2 out of the wild card right now.
I was gonna say they're still they're 3 games over 500, and I doubt they're moving.
4 now.
Yeah, 4 now. Okay.
After today.
Yeah.
After today, and they're 2 out of the wild card. Yeah. You know what I mean? So them and St. Louis both are essentially buyers. Obviously, the division means nothing. Both of them are buyers. Obviously, you can even you talked about, and there's no chance, but you talked about Dion Cargo and Colorado. Dion Cargo, it's the double wild card leaves them 6.5. I mean, I'm just looking through some of the stuff. I mean, that's not a good team. They're 6.5 out. Yeah, that's why I deal Cargo. I mean, I deal Cargo, period, because you're just not going to win.
I mean, I might keep him just if you're thinking like, with Story and LeMahieu blowing up this year and Arenado's a stud, like, okay, maybe we get some pitching, we'll be good. Kind of like John Gray, I think he's going to be good for them. Yeah.
Real quick, while we're on pitching, you talk about, obviously we'll get to the Giants in a second, but the team that's winning the wild card right now, the Dodgers. We talked about Miami, that's tied for that got that second wild card spot right now. We know what we think they need, and that's arms, and it would be great for them. For their sake, to go get Sale, and that puts them lights out and maybe over the top.
Well, shit,
but you look at the Dodgers.
You know the Dodgers need
we look at the Dodgers. No Kershaw. How long? We don't know.
If he's getting back surgery, the Dodgers need an arm.
Sale maybe. Did the Dodgers sneak in late? We talk about teams sneaking in late. The Dodgers got it. They have it. They have the money.
They got the cash.
They got the prospects. They got it all.
Yeah, you can have Puig. I mean, he's dumpster fire.
I know they love Urias. But there's throw him in the deal. Yeah. I know he's a pup.
Get that wonky-eyed weirdo out of there.
You know what I mean? I know they love him.
I'm serious. I seen Urias. I went to scoop him in fantasy this year when I heard they were going to call him up, and I looked at the picture, and I was like, look at this dude. What is with his eye? I was like, no, I can't I can't pick him up. And then he got lit up like 3 straight starts. I was like, see, it's because of his eye.
Tom, you make a good point because they also got Jose
He's a
De
little
Leon, who's a stud in that prospect. So you got 2 prospect arms from each side of the plate or each side of the rubber. You could dish one of them.
Good. They could be in that running. They're always in that running for.
I
I mean,
they
they also
always
have a
sneak
bunch.
in.
Exactly.
I mean, they still have a bunch of other younger guys. Like they're not. I mean, obviously they're not moving Seager. I mean, let's be honest, superstar. But Jock Peterson has been, little not as good as he was last year, and they have other guys that are playing out there. I know they're willing to trade Puig. They're willing to trade. You probably could pry a couple guys off them if you wanted to.
Listen, we talked about it. It's just you got to be creative, and if you're going next tier, those teams that can't afford to, to go get a monster like that, then you gotta start thinking outside the box.
And no one gets more creative than St. Louis. So watch for St. Louis to do something, and you to be like, you know what, that's a good move, because that's what they do. They just do. I know. I hate the guy across the table from me has a St. Louis freaking Cardinals shirt on right now, but I mean they do. They just do good stuff. You gotta tip your cap on occasion.
Yeah,
hate them.
And you're looking to pick from the teams that are completely out of it. So then, you get to the Brewers and a guy like Jimmy Nelson.
Jimmy Nelson's got good stuff.
7 and 8 guy. 3 ERA. With good stuff on a bad team. So it's. Like I said, you just gotta get a feel for it. You gotta get a feel for. Because with that second wild card, not everybody, everybody still feels like they're in it. So it's just, you don't have much to choose from. If it's not the monsters, then you got to go, look for the Irvin Santanas and Kashners and Jimmy Nelsons.
Speaking of the Brewers, I mean they got a couple bats. I mean, shit, you probably can get Braun if you really wanted. I mean, you're probably gonna have to go up a good amount. I mean, but if you really wanted a big bat, I'm sure Braun could be had. Chris Carter, another one. I mean, he doesn't give you much average-wise, but he'll pop some homers for you.
Yeah.
I mean, we already talked about Lucroy. He's probably going to get dealt. So I would think the Brewers, you could pretty much have any guy off their team that you wanted, I would think.
Carter's a great name because I feel like you don't have to give up that much.
No,
what I mean?
Get Chris Carter?
I just feel like,
No.
like you said, he's a
You
guy.
got to give up
he's
more
a
to get
bench
Chris
guy.
Carter,
He's
the
a
football
postseason,
analyst right now.
He's a postseason bench guy where you got that right-handed pop off the bench, in the little playoff run or down the stretch. If you need somebody to, DH or play first.
Yeah.
So it's almost.
You down a run, you put him in to hopefully pop one.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I like that name.
And he hit some homers for Houston last year in the playoffs.
Yeah, he did.
So it's not like he's not used to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's do this. Let's take one more break. We'll come back. We'll wrap it up with the 5 questions for today.
Yeah, let's do that. And Houston, by the way, we wanted to mention this earlier. We never did on air, but Houston called up Alex Bregman, who's a monster. Number one. He was just recently named the number 1 prospect, which is amazing that Houston has number 1 prospect again in baseball. But Alex Bregman, monster. He is a shortstop. Obviously, he's not going to play there. So looking for him to play third or outfield. And then Houston just got another bat in the lineup. Watch out.
Watch out for the Astros. We're going to be back to Agree Disagree right here, a2dradio.com. On the other side, we'll have the 5 questions, and this segment has been brought to you by Scanzano Sports Center, located Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Find them on the web, scanzanosports.com.
If you have an upcoming wedding or mitzvah or high school graduation and you're in need of catering, well, contact OB's Catering today. Chris O'Brien is changing the world one dish at a time. You can give him a call, 856-534-8410. Email him cateringbyOB, that's OBIE @yahoo.com. Or look him up on Facebook @cateringbyOBs. And if you tell him Tom Arnone or any of the boys from A2DRadio.com sent you, you get 20% off. If you want some fine catering, contact OB's Catering today.
A2DRadio.com is sponsored by The Sports Outlet, located 703 Black Horse Pike in Glendora, New Jersey, with over 40 years of customer experience giving the latest in uniforms and equipment to sports enthusiasts of baseball, softball, football, basketball, hockey, soccer, and much more. Give them a call at 856-939-2030 or send them an email at sportsoutletnj@comcast.net or visit their website at www.sportsoutletinc.com for all of your sporting needs.
Hey guys, Rob Povia here from Fantasy Dominance Now in the Hockey Happy Hour with a quick question. Are you in need of a professional home improvement? Then contact Harry's Contracting, 609-638-6336. That's 609-638-6336. No job too big, no job too small. The owner, Harry Ernst, is a fully licensed general contractor. Tile work, bathroom and kitchen remodeling, and just about everything else. No matter what you need, Harry will leave your home looking as beautiful as ever. Harry's Contracting offers free estimates, and if you mention A2D Radio during the estimate, Harry will give you 15% off the quote. Give him the job, tack on another 5% for a total of 20% savings off his already insane low prices. So contact Harry's Contracting today, 609-638-6336, or email harryscontractimprovements@gmail.com. Harry's Contracting, insane home improvements.
Hey, do you consider yourself the next Tiger Woods, Phil Mickelson, or Jordan Spieth? Well, head on out on November 5th at Valley Brook Country Club in Blackwood, New Jersey for A2DRadio.com's first ever Real Talk Invitational. $125 per person to enter, teams up to 4 members, and it includes all you can eat and drink and contests including longest drive, putting competition, closest to the pin, and the hole-in-one contest. Once again, it's November 5th at Valley Brook Country Club in Blackwood, New Jersey. The guys here at A2DRadio.com hope to see you there.
You're listening to Agree to Disagree right here at A2DRadio.com, the worldwide leader of Real Talk. Tom Renone, joined by Brian Wilson, Nick Delgado, Rob Povey producing. If you're just joining us, we start our show MLB Draft Special tonight here on Agree to Disagree. And again, I'm not, there's some names that can be moved. There's not an overwhelming amount of names arm-wise, starting-wise, as in years past. But let us know who will be the biggest name trade at the deadline. Sale, Chapman, Bruce, Luke Roy, or somebody else. Let us know. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube is where you can find us. Gentlemen, Sweet, did you want to do the all-fail team?
Well, I just
Deadline special.
I just want to throw it out there. I know we're wrapping.
What happened?
I know we're
Don't worry
wrapping.
about it.
No, what happened?
Don't worry about it.
No, you tell me what happened.
No, don't worry about it. Because you'll just hear it when we listen to it later, and then just know that I noticed it. And
What did I do? MLB Trade.
You said MLB Draft Special.
As I drafted, I got nothing. I'm exhausted. You got to force it in every week. You know what I mean? Because you do nothing on Sundays. This guy, he lays around. He might catch a couple home run balls, and because he brings it on Sundays, he thinks everybody else had the day off. Nobody's sitting out on 102 today.
Oh my God!
You know what I mean?
I had to actually start a real job this
talking
year.
about?
It's so terrible.
It's not a real job. I would have been out umpiring last year. How's that not realer? That's even worse. I'll be less willing on a Sunday. You know what I mean?
Heat exhaustion.
Yeah, really. You know what I mean? You're gonna take
I think
they shot the guy messing up words. There was no
lying.
There was no lying about coming in here with 0 tonight. I made it very clear.
Well,
and by making it
what?
clear, I didn't
We're
say
gonna need a
goddamn
little more
word.
out of you, okay?
All right. Well, you get more.
We've had enough. We've had enough. You just complaining about the heat and having 0 on Sundays. Okay, this is a big show. We need more.
Good.
Okay, you can go do your games on Wednesday and have 0 Wednesday night. We want Sunday you to be pristine and special.
Pristine
okay?
and special. Shut the
okay?
hell up.
If we send you away, if you're a baseball card, we sent you away. We want you to come back gem mint. At least.
Listen, we're looking.
Okay?
We're looking for the Green Hornet. We're looking for Pove's Green Hornet that sits in the garage all year and just comes out one day a week for that Sunday cruise, baby. Take the tarp off the Green Hornet and cruise around, baby.
Take it off. Take it off. Don't say the top's down. Say the titties is out. Let's go.
Well, the one guy at this table makes it real tough to do it any other day but Sunday, though, right?
Is that me?
That would be you.
I'm sorry because I work 2 jobs. You don't hear me complain about it. I always
Complain
say,
all the time about it. What are you talking
I don't
about?
complain, not to you.
Yes, you do. You complain numerous times.
First off, I've told you many
That was
times.
the greatest response of all time.
What,
He
not to
said
you?
not to you.
Yeah, not to
He
you.
totally acknowledged that somebody else wears it else in
Oh,
New Jersey.
of course,
but not you.
someone wears it. Someone wears it well. Have you seen the UPS? Because let me tell you, you work at UPS, people hear you complain. All right, you got grievances. Okay, but that being said, I don't bring it to my other workplace because I'm not that kind of guy. So maybe you just are that kind of guy.
I don't know what you're even getting at. I'm that kind of guy.
That's fine. Yeah.
The guy can't be tired. You know what I mean? He can't
No.
just have a can't
No,
be
absolutely
exhausted.
not.
Oh,
It's-
God
you're
forbid.
talking. You're talking. We're not running laps.
Listen, it
okay?
takes a lot
It's
to-
not
you
a
gotta think,
fucking
though,
relay
Brock.
race while we're talking.
Okay, all right.
You got me.
All right.
You made me curse 4 times today.
You make
Put
yourself
your-
curse.
put your thinking
You're a grown
cap-
man.
Well,
Put your thinking
one I
cap on.
purposely did.
Put your thinking cap on for the next 10
Yeah,
minutes
shoot.
at least because
What do you- at least my
listen,
thinking cap's been
no,
on the
no.
whole time.
Oh, it's a draft
Nah,
special. though.
this guy, he just bothers me. So anything you would have said is going to bother me because he bothers me.
He said this guy. Like, I don't even have a name.
No, not right now. You don't.
No, it's just something we talked about. We missed last week. So when I watched that 30-30 special, Doc and Daryl was
It was a good one,
it was
too, by the way.
fantastic.
It was good.
Fantastic. But it got me thinking about like wasted talent and how much that team should have won 3 World Series. I mean, I know that the drugs and all the off-field issues and stuff like that, but
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
They were loaded. they were loaded for at least a 3 World Series run, and it got me thinking. All right, so like I said, I know we missed last week, so I want to run these couple teams by you, and Pove, you can get in as well. The 04 men's Olympic team, men's hoops Olympic team, bronze medal.
Was that Athens?
Believe so. It was,
Yeah.
it was a bronze
That
medal.
was like a black eye for basketball in America.
Absolutely. I mean,
Dream team
They
died.
lost to
Yeah.
Argentina, I believe, right?
Yes.
you went from drilling people by 50 to getting
And Argentina had a good team. They did that had played together for years because they had like all the guys that are still in Argentina that are like 40 were young. They had like Ginobili. Yeah, they had Ginobili and they had Delfino and friggin' who's the big guy? Scola and a bunch of guys that could play. They did, but still, you're the dream. You're the NBA All-Stars. You got to win. And they almost lost the bronze medal game to Lithuania, I believe, or whoever it was. They didn't win by much.
no.
Really, that's a tough game to get up for.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah,
But with
well,
all that talent,
you can't go home without a medal.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
sorry.
you can't. But that's a tough one to get up for the bronze.
yeah,
You're playing for the bronze.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah, I agree.
Because as you're playing for the bronze, you're getting crushed that you're playing for the
Yeah,
bronze.
absolutely.
I'm sure.
Same year, 04 Yanks signed A-Rod away from the Red Sox. Everything was pretty much done deal with the Red Sox. Fell through, got A-Rod, and blew that 3-0 series lead, and the rest was history. To the Red Sox. I just, they were kind of,
The curse of the Bambino
Let
was
me,
broken.
Let me share a little story with you. I'll make it really quick. So I'm actually up in Massachusetts during that series, out getting food at a bar. I see this dejected Red Sox fan. I mean, he's garbed from Red Sox paraphernalia from head to toe. I think he's about to kill himself at this point. It was right after they lost, game 3? It was like
15-8 or
right,
something. Yeah, it was something
exactly.
crazy.
So I go,
1911, something nuts.
right. So I go up to him and I go, I got to cheer this guy up. And I'm like, not only are they going to win tomorrow, they're going to come back and win this series. And I guarantee you that guy's still telling stories about me. Some guy, I don't even know if he was real. He might have been Clarence the Angel, you know what I mean? Said that was going to happen, and it came true. My one shining fame prediction. There you go.
That's incredible.
But that's how they happen, too. Like,
Yeah.
curses break and
It would have been
stuff
great if
always
he asked
in.
you who you're a fan of, and you said
I don't
the
know.
Mets,
Was
and
I
you're like,
freaking talking?
"Oh, I'm screwed."
You know what I'm saying? Was I talking, Sweeps, right there?
Sounded like it.
Now you want me to regather what I was saying. It's the whole point. When the guy's, working on, a level of 2 and he's got something to say, let him say it. You know what I mean? Remember who runs the ship here, Brian. Don't ever forget that. No matter how tired I am. Now I don't know what I was going to tell you. But no, curses, things that happen, even with, even stuff with the Phils, everything. But it happens in the years you least expect. Like, I didn't think that we didn't think we were winning a World Series going to 08. We thought we were a good baseball team, take a next step. Yeah, a playoff team. But we didn't think we were winning a World Series.
We wanted to win a playoff series.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's never the team like we're talking about, the biggest fails. The greatest teams are the biggest fails. Them teams that you should win them usually never do. And the teams that shouldn't are the ones that sneak up. Like that Red Sox team. I mean, what other way to break a curse?
Right.
I mean, there's no other way. Like the Cubs, there's no shot that they win this year. There's no shot they win it because it's too easy. It's too easy to break a curse like that. Something's got to go wrong where
I don't know. It's going wrong for the Cubs a lot, though.
No, my point is Arrieta goes down next year. And then you start thinking, okay, or you know what I mean? They don't have, maybe two guys get injured. Right, and it's less of a chance, and they come out, and then they hit the cover, and they pitch well when things aren't as expected. You know what I mean? Like you start out to a start like
chance you got a shot at kicking the cards if they're down, you might want to put a bullet right in their head.
Yeah,
because it ain't gonna be long. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be that guy. It's not gonna be long. You know what I mean? If they don't get it done this year, they'll be back.
Yeah, and
you got to win when you got a shot.
I mean, it's like you said. There's been other, I mean, I know you're going to bring it up, so I might as well just right now. 2011 Philadelphia Eagles. The Vince Young coined dream team that fell flat on its face.
4-8 at one point, finished 8-8. Did win the last 4 games, but yes, I mean some off-season guys that
huge acquisitions.
Huge
one.
After well,
I know, but at the time,
yeah, but it was also
at the time.
But he said dream team. If you look at the roster. And if you go back and look at that roster right now, it wasn't dream team. It was a good football team.
Well, we went to the playoffs the year before.
You went and got Nandi. I get it. You went to get a good. You went and got the best corner in football at the time. You went
Jenkins, Babin.
I mean there was some. And then
to go with Vic, Shady, Deshaun.
Yeah, I mean there was talent.
Yeah.
There was talent, but you had a backup quarterback coming in talking dream. That's what ruined the dream team. That could have been a good football team. But when you start labeling yourselves, right, as a dream team and this and that, and you start crowning your own asses before a season starts, this is where you end up being.
It's like what they say, Tommy. You can't give yourself a nickname.
No.
Someone's got to give
it for you.
Yeah.
That's what made it worse. Really, you're right. It wasn't like
that's why we don't call Tom Nails.
It wasn't like there was 20 Hall of Famers on there.
It's not like they went to an NFC Championship the year before.
That's why I had
and then they went and got Nandi.
Well, they barely lost to Green Bay, who won it all though. In the
that's
playoffs.
why I had that's why I had him on here last, just because of the air quotes. Not because of the talent. These other teams, I mean, we're talking now. I just gave you 2. Now you're looking at 03-04 Lakers. Brought in Peyton and Malone to go with Shaq and Kobe.
Yeah, even without them two, they should have won another title.
Exactly.
Yeah,
they won 56 games, but then they losing 5 to the Pistons.
I mean, I like to say that they were old, but they weren't. I mean, Malone and Peyton were old, but Shaq and Kobe weren't old. Kobe was just becoming Kobe, or was in
the
prime.
Diesel was still the Diesel because he
went.
And then he went and won one in Miami.
The other 2 guys were trying to win one.
Yeah, they were.
Shaq told you he wasn't done either, going forward a little bit when he went and won one in Miami too.
But the other 2 guys are Hall of Famers.
Not the level he was.
The other 2 guys are Hall of Famers, and we know they're on their way out. That's just.
They still could play.
That's the point. Yeah, exactly.
Well, you had 2 Hall of Famers.
2 other guys.
But you had 2 Hall of Famers on that team to begin with.
That's what I said. So now you got exactly.
So even if you took away Malone and Peyton, they still should have won with them too. They should have won again with them too. So then you add Malone and Peyton. Listen, even if they're C players at that point in their career, they're still really good players.
And they lost to the upstart Pistons, right?
Yep.
And then they lost to
in 5.
Yeah,
not even close.
Yeah, which could have changed.
Ben Wallace was out there swatting shots,
and
Kobe and Shaq came to almost blows.
And if a certain guy didn't draft Darko, that would have been Melo's ring. And then how does his career look that differently now, right? Because Carmelo Anthony, I think, is a warrior. I think a battler. I think he's got bad raps because he played on bad teams. Every year, every 4 he's at the Olympics. We're trying to go win another gold. So his trophy case is built, Carmelo. And he'll tell you this, and this is no bias. I thought coming out that Melo was better than LeBron. I thought he'd have a better career than LeBron. Just never was surrounded with anything. And how could his career have been different NBA-wise, how we look at Melo, if that mistake wasn't made and he went 3 to the Pistons? Because they're winning it with him. There's no question. Even at 19, they're going to win in 1, 2, maybe even 3.
2 to the Pistons, yeah.
3.
No, he went 3.
No, he went
2.
3.
Pistons took Milicic, too.
Oh, Milicic, too. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
3, yeah.
No, you're right. I'm
But you're
He
right.
went
though.
three. But
You're
if
right.
he goes one more, right? If they take the right pick there, his whole career is different. And we look at Carmelo as a winner, even though he is. We look him in the NBA realm as a winner.
And like
We
you
know-
said, the infighting and like on Phil's way out, he said Kobe was uncoachable.
Yeah, uncoachable.
After he gave you 3 titles,
Yeah.
I mean, it was kind of strange.
Because he probably was.
yeah, yeah, I'm not debating.
I mean,
that.
let's be honest.
Yeah.
And but another Melo fact. Just
Fun Melo fact.
Just because it kind of piqued my interest yesterday when I heard it.
I know Melo piques your interest. Go ahead. I talk Melo.
So-
you light up.
I know.
I'm
I'm a Syracuse guy.
You
He
light
got me
up. He had to
got
cross
me a
the leg.
title.
He had to cross the leg because you went 6 at midnight because I mentioned Melo's
He got
name.
me a title.
Yeah, you dig it. I loved him. Well, I was telling the story the other day on air on another show here that, my liking for Q because you, and I don't like anything you like, but I like the Q because of you. I started liking Q basketball. It's like sweeps he done, No, you were already a Q fan. I forgot. But whatever. I dive in because you guys like. So, you know what I mean? My guys liked, and I want to start watching, getting in. But we have more to talk about, you know what I mean? And I have that was the year where I started watching Syracuse basketball a lot. And Melo was my guy too.
He was awesome.
I went on a lot of limbs saying I thought Melo would be better than LeBron. Was I wrong?
Yes.
Yes.
But he's still
and
very
no.
good.
But yes and no, though. Because if he went and won 3 in Detroit, where I was going with 3 at.
I don't know about yes and no. It's
No, but if he went, hold on. If Carmelo,
It's kind of clear.
early on, though, if Carmelo would have
gonna
went
roast you.
1 in 3, if he would have went and won 2, right, early on in Detroit, that conversation would have been going full steam on maybe you should have went 1, right? You know what would have happened.
No, I hear
so
you.
that's all my point is. The argument would have been more of a
Well, he gets a worse-
base for it because now there's no base for the argument. You could go back and go back in time, then you have an argument. The guy's a prolific scorer. He's at how many All-Star games he's been in now, Wells?
a ton.
I mean, so if he had the trophies,
He gets a very
right. If he had
bad-
the trophies, you had the conversation.
The other dude.
He
only-
gets a
the
very
other
bad
dude-
rap.
The other dude got his trophies when he left.
Remember that.
He got a
You're
very
telling me to remember that, but yeah, we all need to remember. The people need to remember. He went running for his.
he got a very bad rap when
He came back when the good was good. When he went and got Kyrie, then he came back.
the
Crumb.
fight at New York
Yeah,
was
absolutely.
a bad rap for Carmelo. The fight.
It's like
Yeah,
KD
Madison
hasn't
Square
won.
Garden.
Listen, why do you think KD went running? Right? Because these guys, because the trophies end all. Right now, if you don't win one in Golden State, you're crushed. But if you do win one, you can never get it taken away. You can't take it away from a guy. Even if Durant goes and wins one this year, okay, you can't take it away. It's still a trophy in a trophy case, which makes his legacy when we look back on it bigger. I don't like it because at the end of the day, if you're great, you're going to be able to win. You're going to be able to win with one other guy.
Yeah.
You don't need 5. Yeah, I mean, you need one other real good player to play with you, and you can win.
Well, I want
Or a great player like Scotty,
I want
or
to finish one thing that when I said that Carmelo piqued my interest, and then Tom, he always piques your interest. But I was watching the Olympic trial game or whatever that they had yesterday against Argentina, and they were talking about Melo. They're like, I don't think many people realize he's probably going to go down as like one of the top 3 international USA players of all time. And they were like going through some stats, pretty crazy stats actually, for the dude. He has like the most threes made ever in an international competition by a U.S. player. This will be his 4th.
Scorer. He is.
That's what he.
Scorer.
For a couple
You know
years
what I
in
mean?
the league, he was the best scorer in
Yeah.
basketball.
killer. He's a killer.
He's
Talking about killers, he's a killer.
I mean, if they win the gold medal this year, which they should, it'll be his 4th, I think, right? Or he'll be the only guy ever to be on four teams.
I mean, you talk about a matchup.
It'll be
nightmare.
his
You
third.
talk-
It'll be
you
his
talk
third,
about a matchup nightmare.
gold,
You
but-
talk about a matchup nightmare. There's a guy that can shoot. He can back you in and
Yeah.
take it in a hole. I mean,
Yeah, he
come on.
can. And he developed that other part of it. He was more of just a scorer, but he developed that back to the basket game a lot when he came in there. Like, listen, he went to Denver. That's where people went to die. He got
18
AI.
years old.
He got AI when AI was 42.
He was
The
19.
AI was done, and that was what Denver went out and got for him, an old AI. Dude.
19,
That's what you went out and got for him.
18, 19-year-old kid. Man.
Yeah. I mean, he did take him to the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, no, on his back, always on his back.
When first year he came to New York, he dropped like 40 twice in the playoffs.
New
He
York's
just- I mean,
never.
he's-
This is
Yeah,
the first
that's what I'm
time New
saying.
York
He's
put.
a winner. He's a winner. He's
They
in a-
waited
he's in a
too
fire.
long to put.
Yeah, he's in a dumpster fire.
Now they put
You
stuff
know?
around them. But, I mean, it took him a while, and again, to put stuff around him in New York, too. Now you finally got some pieces. If Rose is healthy, Porzingis brings to the table. I love Noah's game in terms of he's on your team. You love what he brings. Now he's got some pieces around him. If Rose is healthy and can be a resemblance of Derrick Rose, you're talking about maybe a 50-win team in the East, a third seed.
Well, Joe,
that's how much they can jump from one year to the next for two signings.
Joe Kim's the winner for sure.
No question. And Porzingis,
no question.
And Porzingis gives you that inside-out game. He's a stretch four, can do it all. Can
and I hate Joe Kim Noah.
I don't like Noah either.
He's like the ugliest person on earth.
But if you played in Philadelphia, we got his jersey. You know that, right?
Oh yeah.
If he played here, we're all wearing his jersey. But that's fine. We're going to be a better basketball team too. That's all right around the block. We're going to have tons to talk about. I think. Listen, I just saw him dunk today. Like do a back down like Hakeem shimmy type and throw down like
the little white guy?
No, but just
I sent you?
I'm watching. No, I agree with you completely. I watched it and said, the white guy really right.
I like
but it's a trainer. It's a trainer.
Hold on, my response though was exactly to yours when I read the report before I watched the video. And I said, we were hyping up this guy dunking on a little white guy who's like 5'8". And then I was like, let me just watch the feet real quick. And let me watch where he dunks from, actually. And if you watch his footwork is just, woo. I mean, wow. Then he did the layup.
It's a one dribble spin tomahawk.
But then.
And then he did underneath.
Then he did the little underneath.
It's not a
little English.
It's not a Nerf hoop. I mean, that's pretty legit.
The dude's seven. The dude's
he did a little English on the second one, as the boy Bill would like to say, a little English.
Little Alex English on that second one.
Gather the puppies.
A little Austin Powers.
Now let's
I
be
love
honest.
Rafferty. I love Bill Rafferty.
The dude's
Gather the puppies.
All of 7'2".
Yeah.
I love Onion. Yeah, Onion's
and he's
great.
very, very skilled.
Let me tell you one more thing while we're talking Sixers. Yeah. The biggest, and I really had to think about this for the last few weeks, and we haven't really got a chance to talk about it, and my love for Nerlens Noel, but I'm going to go a step further. The biggest mistake for this organization, period, is trading Jahlil Okafor. You will regret this for years to come.
Who thinks we're trading Jahlil?
Well, jackass media outlets have been reporting it 45 effing times for the last, I can't even tell you how many months since draft night that Okafor's been on the move. I'm not going to Yeah, I wasn't going to give him the credit. Yeah, them crumbs, them guys. But my point is that if you let 17 and 8 his rookie year, and you let that kind of footwork, again, we talk about footwork and the ability to score down low, if you let that just go and you get rid of that, I got a problem with that. I'm not going to let that walk out the door. Let me find out what Dario's all about. All right, let me find out what this team's all about before I just go move an Okafor.
Well,
if you want to move
Noel,
Noel,
see how Embiid
yeah.
plays.
If you want to move Noel, as much as I hate it, okay, I get it. If you got the logjam, but let's see what Dario is first, without a YouTube video, and let's see what Joel Embiid is again without a YouTube video. But you gotta love the guy's Instagram post yesterday, right?
Listen,
he goes back to Hinkie died for her sins again. I mean, this guy is Mr. Sam Hinkie. He better be careful with Colangelo. He keeps this up.
You're 100% right.
Hashtag Hinkie died for her sins.
You're 100% right about the unknown. You know what I mean? But I was all in for Dunn. I mean, that's all. And I don't hate Okafor at all. You know what I mean? I think he's, I think he's a good player. You know what I mean? Like, I know he don't play defense, and he's a little bit of a slug, and we don't know where the energy, if he's a high energy guy yet. I mean, you don't have to be like Noel high energy, but you got.
He's driving 100. He's throwing punches.
You got to show your interest
in clubs. I mean, we know everything.
You got to show your little bit of interest.
Well, what does the competition for this 1 year mean to that, right? Yeah. Because if you want to get everything out of a guy, and you really want to find out the mental makeup of a player, right? You create competition for that player, right?
Tag a team with 5 bigs.
Yeah, and the second you do that, right, his 25, 30 minutes a game, you're going to let these guys decide on who's the best. You're going to let them decide because there's minutes to go around. Joel Embiid's not playing 30 minutes a night. You're going to start off playing 15, 10. He's going to get work his way up. So at the beginning, we talk about Okafor, Noel, Dario. Who wants that job? Jeremy Grant, who I love to death too.
I do like Jeremy Grant.
Who wants that job? Who's going to be the guy who wants to stick and who wants to be dealt? Because then you find out maybe Noel outplays Okafor in certain ways and leads and maybe he's the guy who sticks around, or maybe Okafor jumps up to 20 a night. You don't know.
Maybe there's some way we can get Robert Covington off our friggin' team.
I heard guys, listen, all due respect to the guys at Philly Fan Radio, but Sean Rennan's got to knock it off with the Rocco love, right? No,
Robert Covington stinks. He stinks. The dude can
He's better than Nick Stauskas.
The dude can shoot a jumper. That's all he has. He's a turnover machine if you watch the dude play.
Yes.
Turnover machine.
Yeah,
and he's not good on defense. Grant's clearly a better defender
No
than
question.
him.
No
It's not
question.
even close.
Listen, I want
Shortstop.
Grant over Dario.
He's an
You want to be
absolute-
real,
So do I, so do I.
Dario, the only reason this son of a bitch came over was because all the things that went over on Turkey. You didn't think he had an inside source getting him out of that country before it all happened? He left $3 million on the table. He could have been a free agent. Listen, his
Told
rights.
you he was coming.
No,
Yeah, he knew he was
You
coming.
had inside
He's
source in
honoring
Turkey
his
too.
commitment.
You had inside Turkey. You Turkish.
Turkish.
But you know what I mean? No. But how interesting is it that there was no way this guy was coming, and I believe all the stuff that's going on over there actually, we got out before it all happened, which is smart on his end. But there's no way he was going to leave that money on the table. He could have waited another year, became a free agent, signed for more money. So because he gets signed, he has coming under the rookie numbers now. He didn't have to if he waited one more year. That's what's interesting. I didn't think there's any chance he was coming to this logjam. But the things that happened in Turkey brought him over sooner. We got to find out who he is. And listen, if I
Hopefully he can play.
Yeah.
well, yeah,
I mean, it's not a bad thing having a bunch of guys that can play. I mean,
no, it's not.
Actually, it makes it fun to watch.
Because your number one pick is a point guard at the end of the day.
I mean, the dude's a
who he
stud.
is.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That ball needs to be in his hand.
I
And the
love-
second rebound happens all the way up the court because he's your best player.
I love people trying to say, like, I still see people that were like, oh, they shouldn't take him. They should take that friggin' toothpick that the Lakers took.
Oh, stop it. Yeah, stop
All right,
it.
and then they watch him play so far, and they're like, well, he can't shoot the ball well. Like, dude, have you watched the dude play? He's literally been their point guard in the summer league, basically. Basically, was their point guard. He was all over the court.
Yeah.
He's an
That's why,
absolute
you want to be honest with you,
monster.
Nikki? That's why that whole Chris Dunn would have never happened. Because they deep down wanted this guy to handle the ball. It didn't take long, right? I mean, it took literally a summer league game for this guy handling the ball all the time.
Well, he's gonna. We already
You know what I
know
mean?
this. They're never gonna have the. I mean, maybe they will because Cleveland has Kyrie, who's a true point guard. But they're gonna have more of a. I mean, he's a scorer though. They're gonna have more of a scoring point guard, in my opinion, because of the fact that he can be like LeBron. He's gonna have the ball in his hands 70% of the time.
Listen, he might be a better passer right now than LeBron too. Just in terms of sheer look.
LeBron came in, he was a great passer.
No question, but this guy's something special too.
Oh yeah.
I mean, his court vision's,
you can't teach that.
It's unbelievable,
That's something
yeah.
that you can't teach.
you can work on a jumper. You can't teach vision.
No.
The eye
It's
test,
just a
right?
feel.
You know, you can't teach what other guys are saying.
It's
The
just
feel,
a
yeah,
It's a
feel,
feel.
yeah.
That's what it is.
And that shows you. Like the summer league means shit, but like if he was going out dropping 30, I'm like, okay, great, summer league. But when you're making dishes like this, I'm like, you're something special. You know what I mean? Like, see the difference?
Well, dude, all those
you know
guys,
what I mean?
all the other guys that were already in the league last year, like the last year, we're talking about Simmons before the draft, saying,
Oh,
like,
yeah, that's what we talked
you were
about.
talking about it, right?
Carl
Talking-
Anthony Towns
talking about
and D'Angelo
and
Russell.
D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah.
They were saying like,
1'6'10",
we
1'6'2".
played him when he was a junior in high school, and they're like, we couldn't even handle him on the court. The dude was insane.
This is what
That's
a 6'10
why,
guy
you know,
says, and then a guard.
Well,
So you have two different positions.
That's why LSU didn't win, not because of him. It's because the four stiffs around him couldn't knock
Yeah.
anything down. I mean, he got him great looks. He was doubled. He kicked it out, and they didn't produce.
Listen, he's going to have no trouble getting the ball down low in this offense and guys finishing. Because that's why Okafor's so important. He's a finisher. We assume Embiid is, but Jahlil Okafor finishes around the rim. I mean, there's no question there. Now, again, Robert Covington for 1 year is better than Stauskas. So, I mean, you'll take the ability to shoot. You know what I mean? You'll have that on your team. But I think this team has a chance to win maybe, 28, 30 games.
Wow, I was going to say more than that.
I think so, too, but I was going low. You know what I mean? I'm shooting low.
45.
Wow, I love it. I mean, if that's the case, I'm walking down broad just for making it as an 8th, 7th seed.
That's a great number.
If the team made the playoffs.
45. We're making the playoffs.
No, I think they're an 8th seed.
We're making the playoffs.
I think they're an 8th seed.
I think we're the 5th.
Wow. You think the kid just comes in AI style? Right from the
45 and 37, we're the 5th seed.
I mean, not that AI won right away.
Judging by
but
the East, we're maybe the 6th.
not many number one picks get to come into situations like this one. And then what I mean by that is all the pups that are here. Most time when you're drafting one, you don't have anybody else. You know what I mean? We sort of got lucky when we got one.
The team usually hasn't stunk for a while.
Because you have your Embiid, you have your Okafor, you have your Noel, you have your Dario, you have your Grant. So there's talent here. You know what I mean? So, You know, now you got Joe Henderson, Bayless, this veteran guys who can play a little bit.
T.J. McConnell.
And TJ might never touch the ball because Ben Simmons is handling it. but you know, it was really funny though. After the first game of the summer league, he made a couple good passes. Right, he did not touch the ball. He's taking the ball from TJ. TJ's playing the 2, and I'm like, this is great. Everybody knows that this guy needs the ball in his hands at all times because he doesn't need to drop you 20 to be everything he can be. You know what I mean? To bring everything he brings to the table. You know, he can walk around averaging 14 with 10 dimes a night. And just the looks and the getting involved because as he passes, what's going to happen down the road? The adjustments in the defense are going to happen. He's going to get more open looks. He's going to get more easy,
and his
easy
shots
buckets.
and people, his shot's terrible. It's not terrible. He doesn't look like. I mean, he has good rotation, good release. It just doesn't have the touch at the moment. Guess what? You find that he's a professional basketball player now. He doesn't do anything else. He can take 200 shots a day.
He's a better looking shot than the toothpick.
I think
in
so
terms
too.
of rotation, the toothpick has 0 rotation on his jumper. Watch his ball in the air. It doesn't even circle. It doesn't even circle. What is it?
It's a knuckleball.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the kid. I think
Brandon Ingram can be good, but I'm not a big fan. I would have
I think going to LA anymore actually hurts people's careers than it did before. I think the way the media, the way like everybody's dating a Kardashian on the Lakers now. I mean, I just think you're more set up as a rookie to not want to go to LA. There's just too much.
Everyone's dating a Kardashian or a Jenner.
Kobe's
or
gone.
both.
Or Bruce.
I mean, Kobe.
Well, I was going to say Caitlyn.
Whatever they're into.
Once Kobe's gone, there's no more Kobe. I mean, that was the stability. I mean,
Well, even with Kobe, right, on his way out though. No, the points of these kids make like swaggy, the stuff he's doing, all the kid stuff that went on in that locker room. You know, I just think that you go there. You know, Jordan Clarkson. You know, he's dating.
I like Jordan Clarkson.
Well, I like who he's dating, but
who's he dating?
Kylie.
Who knows?
Another one?
Yeah, she's like 12 years old.
No, he's dating like the 18, 19 one.
Yeah, that's Kylie.
That's fine. She's smoking. It's good for Jordan, but I think that you get in that family, it ruins your career.
Yeah, I would get out of there quick as possible.
Look at Lamar. Look at Bruce.
Unless Kendall came
I mean, the track record is there, ladies and gentlemen. Look at Bruce / Caitlin, and look at Lamar. The proof's there. Look at OJ.
No, just go down.
Look at OJ.
Go down
The
line.
proof's
You can
in
start
the
back at
pudding.
OJ and Robert. Look what happened to Robert. Robert had a heart attack.
There's 5 guys. And none of them are right. You know, so you got Bruce, who's now a woman.
Yeah.
Right? Lamar,
Robert dead.
Lamar, they found OD'd with his pants down,
Yeah.
his ankles with something probably
Some
shoved
fat
up
broad
his butt.
on him because he likes fat girls. We know
Right?
that one.
The brother is an absolute train wreck. Scott Disick is the worst.
Yeah.
Maybe the worst human on the world.
Who, the Lord?
Yeah, he's the worst human. I mean, come on.
Then you
I
got-
like Lord Disick, actually.
Then you got
Yeah,
your
he's
rapper.
He's good TV guy.
You wanna
but
know
I
why I
would
liked
smack
him?
He's
Because
good for TV,
he
but I
had
mean,
the- he had
tell me
one
you
of the-
wouldn't smack him. I mean, come
He had
on.
one of the greatest comments ever when he was trying to buy a stroller for Kim and Kanye before the first kid was born a couple years ago, and I seen a meme about it, and she was like,
Chris
"Well, I
Humphries.
don't want to have you purchase it yet because I want to wait and see the baby's skin tone," and he goes, "Black, Kim, that's going to be the skin tone," and I just started dying because the look she gave him, like.
Well, even Kanye. I mean, Kanye went off the rocker.
Chris Humphries.
Kanye's a
Kanye.
pile of shit. So.
No, I was gonna say I think Kanye's stock rose from dating because he was just a scumbag.
Well, I guess when you're in the rapper world and you're in that world, that you can just continue to be an idiot and it's fine if you can rap. You know what I mean? Like, you know, if you look at the track record, we saw with Robert Kardashian / OJ, right?
bang.
Both of them didn't end up well for either one of them. Then we go down and we move up the list to Mr. Bruce, who started beforehand,
/
but
Caitlyn.
it really hit home with the conversion. then you go, and then you go to Lamar.
With the mangina?
Yeah, then you go to Lamar, who was eating out Caitlyn. I mean, look how bad that got. Jesus. You know what I mean?
Jesus.
If you just bang fat asses.
That being said, I despise the entire family. But Kendall, you want to give me a call? I mean, I'm available.
856-993-2509 is how you get on the action.
Follow him on Twitter.
I like Kendall.
He's an active Twitter guy. Follow him on Twitter.
If you want to get in on the action, 856-993-2509.
Kendall hasn't blocked me on Twitter, which is nice. The rest of the family
I was
has.
going to say.
The rest of the family
I feel like
She agrees with you.
I feel like you have a list of about 50 people that's had enough of the Big Willie.
50.
And I'm not one of them.
Woo. I'm about to be.
There was a guy.
Because there's a good amount.
There was a guy on our show within the last 2 months who has been blocked.
He didn't even bat
Who,
an eyelid.
Phillip?
He didn't
fill up?
even, he
Yeah,
didn't even
that
bat
is.
an eyelash. He goes, that's a good amount.
There is a good amount. I'll be the first one to tell you.
Fill up. Fill up there.
That's classic.
Oh, that's
That
great.
dirty smut Casey McDonald's one.
dirty.
She moved on
Is
too,
that,
right?
that might be worse than eating out Caitlin.
Smutzilla?
What, smut?
Like Lamar eating out Caitlin.
Dude, Casey McDonald's been hopping from mediocre athlete dick to mediocre athlete dick for years until she finally finds one that's good.
Yeah.
I'm not disagreeing with you. If you just joined us, who would it be?
Got that good dick.
We started the show off with our MLB trade special. Who would be the biggest name trade at the deadline? Let us know. Sale, Chapman, Bruce, Luke Roy. Let us know Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. You got somebody else? That's fine as well. We're going to move on to our 5 questions brought to you by Harry's Contracting for Professional Home Improvement. Contact Harry Ernst, 609-638-6336. Or email him, harryscontractingimprovements@gmail.com. And also, one more time. Well, let me.
Still had 2 teams left, too. I mean, you just.
Oh, we didn't even get there? Because we
you
talked so
absolutely destroyed
freaking
me.
long, I
It's fine.
forget.
We're going to Pove. I mean, I feel good. I mean,
No, I just need to slide over there, I feel like, where there's actually some air blowing on my
First
face.
off, I'm the one farthest away from it. I'm sweating over here, so I only want to hear it. Let's continue.
Anybody got any ceiling? Anybody got any the circulating fans at their house that they're not using?
Go spend the $9. We're back
Go
home.
spend the $9.
We're back here, so you got the extra money. Go spend
Oh,
it.
okay.
Get a couple oscillating fans. All right? Christ almighty. Dude's asking for fans from home. Unbelievable.
You need an IV over there? Buddy, you're really glistening.
I feel fine.
Oh, okay, good.
I do have a little glisten going. I feel fine, though. Not the one complaining about how rough my day's been.
He's sweating more than.
Dude, I haven't
he's
said it in like hours, and you bring it up again. This guy.
He's sweating more than Bruce at a Little League game.
Yeah, yo.
All right, Pove.
I'm going right behind.
Look at this guy. Musical chairs.
I'm just swinging right behind you.
For everybody at home, I mean, this guy. Come on.
Well, kicking back to a subject earlier
sweat.
on this show, we've covered so much on
Elephant
this show.
trunk in my
But
face.
Elephant trunk.
today, 2 members got inducted, added on to the Hall of Fame class, and I got all geeked up for it. So, Pove's 5 this week is all Hall of Fame based questions. So,
Giddy up.
start off with Ken Griffey Jr. gets elected today, sets the record for highest percentage voted in.
Yeah,
Gentlemen.
the fact that people didn't vote.
Right. What the heck were they thinking, right? What's your favorite memory of Junior?
Well, you know what mine is, Rob? That's a great one because mine was when it was a playoff game when he scored from first. And it's the easy one, but the reason I use it is because at FanFest, when FanFest came here, when we held the All-Star game, if
Ball
you
in the
remember.
corner. Who hit the ball?
And give me a second on that one because I want to tell the story. I think it was Edgar.
Yes, it was.
But you got it. And the first time I ever did broadcasting ever was I don't remember how old when FanFest came here. But you got to call special moments in baseball, and you could pick stuff. So me being a Griffey guy, I wanted to call the hit. So I remember doing the 2-2 pitch. I forget who was pitching, but I remember saying
Jack McDowell.
McDowell
Blackjack.
delivers.
Blackjack.
I remember, can he score? Can he score? Griffey trying to score from first. I just remember the throws late, whatever. And going nuts.
It was probably as
pop-up
mediocre
slide.
as he is now on the mic.
Pop-up slide.
I don't even respond to him because
I know,
people know like that's not true. So why respond to him? Why lower yourself to them standards?
You should.
And even respond to this jackass.
You should lower.
All right.
Anytime that he cuts him with the X-Acto knife, it just makes me giggle.
Well, you know what's funny?
He's not
even cutting anymore. He's not even cutting anymore.
And he just sits there.
Stabbing now.
It's like the All-Star game. You lost your luster.
I'm stabbing. I'm no longer cutting. And it's not in the back.
Stop glaring over
it's
here.
Literally,
Right? Stop freaking
it's
glaring
literally,
over here.
I'm making eye contact as I pierce your heart. Last name Pefferly style.
You're really giving.
I went with it, didn't I?
Wow.
I don't care.
That's fine.
The Pelican Piercer.
For me,
What?
Nikki, what's your favorite?
You caught on to that one there, didn't you? Took a little time, didn't it?
Park trash. Sorry.
for me, might have been it's between like 600 or when he climbs the wall, just climbing up there and just whoosh, bring it back. It just it was awesome.
The
But,
catch where he broke his wrist was a good one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right center. Yeah.
It's also probably when he started using roids to come back.
You're
I know.
guy's gonna
I don't like Griffey. No, you know what though? I'll give you one.
Guy
I'll give you one.
Skittles. Guy.
Even though I'm not a Griffey guy, like I've mentioned, I do respect his game. Dude was awesome. How about him? Him and his dad going back to back.
Oh yeah. Awesome.
Only family members ever go back to back in baseball.
He talked about that today.
I think it's only father son never go back to back, but I'm pretty sure it's the only family members ever to go back to
No,
back.
it's not because BJ and Justin did.
Did they go back to back? So it was
For-
only
for Atlanta.
That's
But
right.
it's father-son,
Only
yeah.
father-son duo would ever go back to back.
And Howard Reynolds, who's on that team now, analyst on MLB Network, pointed out that I said to Griff Senior, if you hit a homer, you'll be the first one ever. They predicted. He'd say, "I'm like, you had nothing to do with it. Shut up."
Yeah, well, if you see pictures, Reynolds the first one there greeting him, which is funny. You go back and look at pictures. He was the first one there. So Harold, I like Harold.
No, me too.
Yeah,
he got he touched.
Yeah.
He smacked an ass, and ESPN said, "Get out of here."
Yeah, he
So-
thought he was still playing ball.
Whatever. Whatever. Have your fun. It worked out for him because ESPN is a shit trash network,
Absolutely.
and MLB Network's way better.
Agreed.
yeah.
I'm an ass smacker myself, so let's
Yeah,
go.
whatever. Smack an
I
ass.
tell Christine all the time, "Let's go up and smack that ass."
he is.
Get these questions going. I can go smacking ass. Come on.
That's right.
I'm waiting for that light to flicker.
gonna say no.
I was waiting for that light to flicker.
Yeah, but come on.
That was last week's signature, Pope. You missed it. The light flicked, and that was it. Tommy goes, "Hey, we'll wrap it up here. I'd like to thank our sponsors." guy had the elephant trunk out, ready to go.
The real boss. Really.
I don't know.
There's only one boss here.
She gave him some lip service earlier about him being down in the pits all day. I don't know.
She didn't like his attitude.
Could be walking into a buzzsaw up there.
There's no bustle ever. I wouldn't have married her.
She didn't like you kicking the dog. She didn't like you.
No, listen. I lost my key this morning.
He lost his key, his cool, his temper.
Listen,
his
I was
calm.
cool for like 20 minutes of it. All right,
Now he's trying to lose his undies in a
listen, and it was one of these deals where I just could not, everywhere I was the night before, I'm like, why is this never in a spot where I left it? And I started getting worked up, kept going in the same drawers again, and finally I started slamming some things. I was starting to get wound up. It was like 8:30. I had to leave. I'm up against it at this point now. Woke up fine, plenty of time, enjoying. Love going out and being part of the tournaments. It's a great time.
But you're that guy that wakes other people up because you're angry.
No question.
So she
The
woke
dog,
her up.
listen.
You woke her up.
The puppy was outside all the way in the back corner of the yard just laying there, and I couldn't find him. And I found him before I leave, and I could tell he was nervous at first. And his head was underneath it. He dug out a little bit.
He tried to get the hell out of Dodge.
He came sprinting back in, but he's cool now.
He was like, I've gotten stories from the other dogs about how this guy used to treat us, okay? All right? Because I've seen throws.
Throws.
Oh,
okay.
Plural.
Multiple throws.
What, that little shit dog that whore brought home? Yeah, I'll toss that dog again.
Wow.
And I'll throw another cat out the second story window. You want me?
Shout out to our classy broad sponsors.
Cheerleaders.
Not to mention ASPCA. Get your pets spayed and neutered, everybody.
That one of the the whore brought up. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh yeah, you know her, the whore. That's great.
She was.
All right,
Yeah,
question.
everybody knows who knows me, knows exactly what I was talking about there.
Uh-huh.
Obviously not talking about my wife.
No. She's a sweetheart.
Oh, absolutely. Aces.
Number
You
two.
don't deserve
No
it.
business being anywhere near you.
No, not at all.
She's a saint.
None whatsoever.
Vape
You can
poo
suck
ride.
on that imaginary little robot dick that you're using over there, but none whatsoever.
Guys trying to live a healthier lifestyle, and we got guys taking
Guys
shots.
trying to eat a healthier lifestyle.
Guys trying to die of cancer, and we got guys taking shots.
Oh my god.
Dude, you'll be smoking a cigarette
Rob, you might never
in
get the
20
tilt.
minutes.
Jesus Christ.
Man, I gotta get a T-shirt. He dropped a robot dick on you. That's incredible.
See, when you laugh at him, he thinks he's actually funny.
Because I am
That's
funny.
I'm the
incredible.
first one to laugh when he's funny. I'm the first one to glare when he's not.
Robot dick, no good.
It was good. It was real good.
It's like some Hawaiian. It's like a blueberry and a mango. It's like a mixture. It's not bad. Hey, listen, dude. If it keeps me smoking 2 packs a day, I'm all for it.
Were you smoking 2 packs a
I was
day?
getting there again.
Cut down.
Well, I did. I quit.
Grow up.
I quit. My bachelor party was around the block. I knew the guys I hang out with. We get it in. There's going to be cigarettes flying around. So I put all this together, and I knew I was going to be going on my honeymoon, wedding, the whole nine. Why quit now? It's bad time.
Are you blaming the bachelor party in April for why you
I'm buying.
started too many
Oh
steak
yeah, Steve Bolsonaro completely. I knew Steve was coming home. We would be hanging out a lot together before we went to the poke, after the poke, and the poking those obviously, not like us poking, and I knew
Pokemon.
You know what I mean? I knew that there was going to be some decks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there was. And then what happened is I was at like a half a pack, and it kept going up, and it gets to the point where it's like, dude, when I reach a certain limit, and
half a pack's too much.
the chest starts hurting. You know what I mean? A lot of things were going on the last like 3 days where I was like, listen, let's just go buy one of these. Let's go buy a good one, though.
I do like 2 packs a week, and
You know what I mean? Let's not go buy cheap ones. Let's go in. If we're gonna go in and get these, let's do the real thing. And guess what? Over smoking one cigarette yesterday, and the one I just had of yours, I feel 100 times better in my chest already. And that's with just cutting 2 decks down a day right there. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Take shots at a guy trying to be healthier. Go after yourself.
That's fine.
We'll continue.
I'll continue to take shots.
And I'll continue to just crush you down.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
Bring you off your little freaking pedestal that somebody put you up on over there.
That's fine.
I don't know who that was.
We'll take a straw poll.
I don't know who started putting you up on a goddamn pedestal. I don't know who that was.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, I can't wait till we get video, people. I mean, I totally got singled out, and Tom wonders why he's hot because he's over by the AC now.
No
because
question.
I wish you guys could see.
I'm used to sitting there.
I wish you guys could see.
It feels great in here.
I wish you guys could see his getup. I mean, if he didn't point at me, I wasn't going to bring it up on the air. What are you wearing? I mean,
what are they? Is that a leotard?
It's coaching leggings.
Leggings.
Nah, they're what the NBA guys wear underneath.
What? You're not playing basketball.
I'm not playing basketball. They're baseball Under Armour. They're half cuts. They go half.
You're not playing.
I feel like I am, and I got to set a tone. I didn't wear this. This isn't what I wore. I wore blue shorts. I wore white ones today. I wear blue shorts. If I wear light color shorts, I go with the black ones. If I wear dark color shorts, I go with the white ones. I got the combat tee on, the hat.
So you actually went out in public.
Turfs, no question. I set a tone. I'm loud down the third baseline. I'm vocal.
While wearing a leotard.
Nah, listen. Yeah. The real story with them though is with my leg, they help a lot. They don't make it tighten up as much. It really does help with just almost like not like a massage, but it keeps it tight. Where we're really, and it just makes me feel more comfortable.
You look Durant-like.
No, leg-wise, no question. Maybe more Ingram. Than Durant. But no, listen. I'm not the guy who started this look. I liked it. I've seen it a couple times in the facilities. KansasSports.com. I've seen it a couple times in the facility.
He was wearing it, Mike, because I'll absolutely tear him up.
Mike's worn them. Mike's done not on the field. Mike probably had it. Kevin Walsh has worn them out on the field. There's nothing wrong with them. They're comfortable. And guess what? You don't sweat as much. No lie. I sweat a ton less. Felt good. And you just feel like – I feel like that when I run down the third.
I feel like if I put tights on, I would sweat more.
No, not these. They're summer. They're built. They're built to resist.
They're cool.
Yeah, they're built
dry.
for that. They're awesome. I'm telling you, until you try them on, they look crazy. I look at myself in the mirror today, and I second-guessed it again. And I was like, nah, because they feel that good. I don't give a shit. I don't care what people think because I'm going to be –
Apparently.
I don't care. I don't care. I'm a goddamn leader out there. I'm 40.
You are.
I'm a man.
You're not 40, but you're –
You know what I told – well, you know what I told –
40 or man or
you know what I told a certain shortstop, right? We don't have to say names, right? Which is a certain guy who played with me the 1 week. I told his dad. I said, "Listen, you think I'm a little wound? Like you think I bring a little fire? I'm just like the starter. You might want to come play for me because I'm just your starting point on what you're in for in terms of fire and energy at the next level. You know what I mean? I'm just almost your warm up here. You know what I mean? I'm nothing. Like I bring a lot of excitement, but I said that the next level. You know what I mean? The next level." The guy's going to bring it even more than I do. So it's almost like a warm-up here.
A little appetizer.
Yeah. Appetizer, you know? I'm giving my guy.
Just a palate cleanser.
Listen, I don't forget where I came from. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
I'm up there selling the organization.
I'm coming home.
Absolutely. Edgewood.
Coming home.
Edgewood in Hampshire. Let's go. Or whatever that's called. Walnut
Wyoming.
in Hampshire.
No,
the original. I'm just talking about where all the magic.
Oh, all the magic.
happened.
Yeah.
You know, a little walnut in Hampshire there. All right, Pope, go ahead, buddy. We can be here all night, so you might as well go.
Was I asking
this is
questions?
what
I forgot.
This is what we do, man. This is like,
yeah.
Obviously,
I thought we were at 115. No lie tonight. I thought it was done at 115.
This is what we do.
And it picks up there. That's the problem.
We're like in a cigar lounge right now. This is what we do. It's
2.5.
Just a couple hammers talking.
Like real quick before Rob goes on, it's funny. Like I'll be so exhausted, but like an hour into you guys, you start warming it up. You know what I mean? I almost want to cut out the first hour of the show.
Warm it up, Tommy.
I let you two talk and it ruined the show.
Warm it up. Just ruin the show. Yeah.
This show is better than Red Bull.
Holding that robe.
When I let Wilson start being the one answering questions, we know the show's going south.
Okay.
Now you did have some good questions. Sorry, Rob.
All right. Hey, number 2 is real simple. Same as the first one, but for Piazza. Favorite memory.
I guess it has to do with everything after 9/11. I mean, if you want to be, then he hit a homer the next night, a walk-off, something like that, right?
The first game.
First game back.
Played, yeah.
Right. That's got it. I mean, there's plenty more, but just for the impact of that, I hate New York, but I don't hate, obviously, in terms of terrorism hate. Yeah. Everything that happened to that city. And for the Mets, who were, always a second-class citizen there, it was good for the entire city. The entire city rallied behind that. And that's probably where Piazza, that's probably another one of his reasons retiring as a Met.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So that's what sticks out. You guys mean the first thing that sticks out? That's the first thing that sticks out.
I want to go.
Go ahead.
Just because I want to beat him to it. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go when he threw the bad.
He's gone.
He's done. He left. He's gone.
When he hit.
He left the phone. He'll be back.
He hit the ball and the bat broke, and Clemens kind of fired a piece back at him, and he got all pissed off about that because I'd have been pissed too. If he would have charged
This guy just jumped
and
in.
hit
This guy
Roger, it would have been even better, in my opinion.
We got an order,
right.
right?
That's your man. That's your man.
I told you.
That's your man.
I know it's because we're right here, mind melting.
Oh, okay.
Unbelievable. Tremendous. Absolutely. Had nothing to do with baseball. Just the look he gave Roger, because Roger's an absolute lunatic at the time, all juiced up. And Mike was like, what's your problem, cuz? It was just, awesome. Absolutely. Just awesome. I'm going first next time.
Question number 3. This is trivia, so maybe you will be next time. The Hall of Fame trivia. Who joined Babe Ruth, Ty Cobb, Walter Johnson, and Honus Wagner in the Hall of Fame's inaugural class in 1936?
Christy Mathewson.
Bam.
Wow.
Yeah, I knew it. Go.
Wow.
So you called it. You knew you were going to be the first one.
You're back. He's back.
Was there 2 coaches also?
That was just listed for players that I got there.
I know the coaches too. In
They
case
love
you're
it.
wondering.
Tell the people.
Connie Mack is one, I believe, and the other one was
It was Connie Mack, yeah.
someone else. I don't know.
Stengel?
Maybe Connie Mack's definitely on the inaugural class.
Oh, no, probably Joe McCarthy. He was old school.
Could be.
Yeah,
Giants
Brooklyn.
guy.
Yeah. Or Giant. Was it New York
Giants
Giants?
guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
New York
Giants
Giants.
guy,
Good one. I thought I'd be thinking of that for that one for a little bit. Chrissy Mathewson. That is correct. All right. Number 4. What future star of the Phillies could be delivering a Hall of Fame speech when he hangs it up?
You want me to go?
Well, I wonder where he's going to go with this one.
Jerry Curl and a mop. Aisle 1, please. Go ahead. You served it up to you.
Go ahead, guys. You guys go.
I mean, are we saying guys that – because, I mean,
Like
I think Jimmy's in. But are we talking like younger guys
The
right
pups.
now?
talking the young pups now, and you guys
Okay,
get so
okay.
much who at the end of their career.
Gotcha.
got it.
Not Herrera. I'll go. Oh, I don't know. I mean, you go on a limb here.
That's all you're doing, bro. I mean, I'm with you. I mean, it's
You know what? I'm gonna say. Let's go with the number 1 pick. Let's go Moniak. Let's go with the kid.
Yeah, I mean, I'm strictly going on track record. I mean, best, J.P. Crawford, their guy right now, our best prospect. I mean, if not him, it's going to be one of the pitchers. I mean, if you ask me to pick,
Wow. I mean, I like, obviously I like, Crawford's used, Mickey's been used. I really don't want to go with one of the arms, to be honest with you. I like Nick. I like Nick a lot in terms of Nick Williams. I like Franco a lot, but I'm just going to stick with my guy, man. I don't think he is. I don't think he will be. I'm not going there, but
Stick with your guy.
I mean, the guy's racked up some hits already. I mean, he's
Ride or die.
you know, you look at what can a guy do to get him in. The guy hits. I mean, he's going to have to obviously play for like 15. You know what I mean? And hit for 15 plus.
Yeah, he could be in
to
the Latin.
get-
He could be in the Latin Hall of Fame.
to get in. I mean, it's good for any of them. I mean, even you're talking about Crawford or you're talking about one of the horses, they got to have a big time longevity behind their career to even consider
To
it.
get in the Hall of Fame, you got to be
You know
good.
what I mean?
You got to be a good player.
I
for
mean,
15
Jimmy.
years.
Listen, Jimmy was a great player, and I think he makes it, but he's close. He's still close.
He's cusp.
He's cusp. And talk about Chase. I mean,
Like Howard's not in, and Chase. I don't. Chase. That's the fact that he's the second baseman helps him because there's
little
not many
bit, yeah.
second basemen in.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he's in. He's cusp.
but Rhino. I mean, Rhino.
But I think Howard's definitely not in.
No, for all the things he did,
And
his
he did a lot.
accomplishments, nothing.
Yeah.
So you're really gonna look at longevity. So if I'm looking at a guy that's
And like Cole, he's definitely not at the moment.
No.
He could be cusp if he maintains, but he still would have to be a really good pitcher for another 5 years. Easy.
and like we talk about, listen, I'm not like riding the guy or whatever too much. I just, you know, out of this whole team, I mean, the guy, you know, he's gotten in some slumps and he's gotten himself out of some slumps, and that's what I like to see. So if you're talking about like a guy who I think could hit for a long time in his career, I think the guy's just a professional hitter, and I think he's going to hit for a while. So I'll take my chance with him. I don't think, you know, with the eye test, I don't right now. You don't think any of them.
Exactly.
But-
It's a great question, but you just think about it like you talk
It's
about.
fun.
Like you said, longevity. Like think about hitting for 10 years. Just make it 10. Like 10 years of productivity.
You got to get 200 hits a year. You're still only at 2,000. You know what I mean? That's 200 hits a year for 10 years. It's hard to get 200 hits.
Yeah.
So
That's
Very
without, That's
hard.
without any power numbers. That's
And you-
just that's if you were just a slapping pony.
And-
That's if you were just a slapdick. You know, if you didn't steal any bases.
for this
or
team,
something, you know what I
yeah,
mean?
for this team,
I'm
you're looking
saying.
at the top of the lineup. For guys who are going to battle a lot, Crawford, Herrera, you know,
Yeah.
two good names because they're going to be top of the lineup guys. They're going to get plenty of at-bats.
It's a great question.
How long does longevity go?
Because it just makes you think about how long and how great you got to be. You know what I mean? Like it's unbelievable.
Exactly.
Yeah, because, you know,
And then you could still get screwed because like some of these idiots don't even use the eye test. You know what I mean? Like, you know, Jack Morris. I mean, come on, Jack Morris is, you know, he's a Hall of Famer to me. I mean, come on. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's took him 100 chances, and I think he's still not in. He's still scratching
trying.
it, still
Still
scratching at the
trying.
door,
It took
you know what I mean?
Bert P. home by 11 a ton of time as well.
yeah.
And he was
Yeah, it does. It does. You know, you got to have a track record and a long one. And that's the crazy thing about it. But, yeah, great question.
There you go. These are just two of my favorite questions.
If we get
Smash,
one,
Marry,
we're in
Kill.
good shape.
True.
So, keeping with the theme for Smash, Marry, Kill, there's going to be some Hall of Fame hotties.
Oh.
Number 1, Cindy Crawford. Number 2, Pamela Anderson. And number 3, Marilyn Monroe. Smash, Marry, Kill.
I'll go.
Yeah, of course.
Um,
No, it's your turn. I wasn't being a dick. It was a dick comment by me, but I was being serious.
You're fine. I don't even recognize when you make a bad comment. Only when somebody else does. I guess I'm gonna marry Cindy, wholesome girl. We'll smash Pam. Probably get hepatitis from her, but
Damn straight.
but yeah, I mean, she had a great time. I've seen videos.
Yeah, guy driving a boat.
love you. I just love you so much. I love you. I just love you. They say I love you like 96 times in that video.
Guy's driving a boat, no hands.
And yeah, oh my God, he's driving a boat with no hands from the back seat.
Water skiing. Water skiing, driving the boat with no hands.
Friggin' Tommy he must have had fun.
Yeah.
And Marilyn Monroe, I'm just killing because I've had enough. I don't even want to talk about Marilyn Monroe. I hate even bringing her up. I know Joe loved her. I know he's so happy that he's back. When he died, he gets to go see Marilyn
So you're killing her like JFK?
immediately.
I
Just
gotcha.
taking her out.
Yeah, gotcha.
Because I hate like all these women now constantly put up Marilyn Monroe friggin' tweet quotes by Marilyn Monroe. It's like Marilyn Monroe wasn't a fucking philosopher. She was a whore. All right? Why are we putting tweets by her up and stuff? Why are we tweeting comments by Marilyn Monroe? Okay? She ran through more dick than any girl you know. Really.
Then a 100 count box of Trojans.
At the Olympic Village, she'd have been a big fan of the Olympic Village, all right? Okay? Guys have been lining up. She'd be over there singing, Happy
Mr. President.
Mr. Usain Bolt.
Screw Usain Bolt. We already went over this, Rob, earlier this week. Usain Bolt. Rob trying to tell me Usain Bolt better athlete than Michael Phelps. Crazy. Crazy talk.
Yeah, it sounds a little delusional.
Michael Phelps. Michael Phelps is the
I'm
best Olympic athlete ever.
And I'm a big Pove guy. Sounds a little delusional.
Usain Bolt.
Somebody's got to have the counter argument.
You or me?
I hope Phelps wins 2 more golds, by the way.
Me too.
Just to get to 20. 20 golds. It's a good number.
Yeah, real
I'd
solid.
probably marry Cindy. She seemed like he said, have a good time with Marilyn, and I guess kill Pam because she's just cluttered. She's damaged goods.
She's definitely damaged goods.
I gotta kill her. I mean, it's like throwing a hot dog down a hallway. You need a couple friends. You need a couple friends there with you. So
I'll just switch it up then. I'll marry Marilyn. I'll smash Cindy, and I'll get rid of Pam too. We'll put Pam to the back burner after I smash.
Guy's cheating.
Guy's a cheater. Oh, man. Good times.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Good. Pove, you good?
That's my 5.
Golden.
That's it.
At 235.
Well, thank you, everybody, for listening to Agree to Disagree right here for A2D, right here on A2DRadio.com. For Tom Renone, Brian Wilson, Nick Delgado, Rob Hoey producing. Thank you all for listening. We'll be back next Sunday. The Bad Boys of Sports Talk. And thank you, BMW of Atlantic City. They challenge their sales team. They must sell 100 vehicles, which means you save right now at least a certified pre-owned elite 2016 BMW 320i with X-Drive, just $299 a month for 36 months. The ultimate driving experience, closer than you think. BMW Atlantic City, easy to get to. Minutes off exit 37 in the Parkway. Online, BMW Atlantic City.com.
Peace. We out.
Shark Talk.
Tom Arnone,
No, it's call-out time.
Brian Wilson,
You died for that football.
Nick Delgazzo.
It's going to be a battle.
You're listening to Agree to Disagree, only on A2DRadio.com.